Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Evan Bach, Andrew Roderick, Brian Thomas, Dale Hummel, Sawyer Brown, Glenda Curry, Sawyer Gowan, Brooks Hatch, and more. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to tonight's non-league West Coast League game. It's a non-leaguer between the Corvallis Knights and the Cascade Collegiate All-Star League team, the second meeting of the summer between the two. And it is Go Beavers night at the ballpark. Benny Beaver is here. Members of the OSU cheerleading team are here. Mitch Canham and Wayne Tinkle have thrown out ceremonial first pitches. We had the pleasure of visiting with Mitch a couple of nights back. Tonight, the big fella, the big man, Wayne Tinkle, Chicago Cubs fan extraordinaire, who reveled in the Cubs breaking through and finally winning in 2016, but he grew up going with his dad and family to ball games at Wrigley Field. We'll talk some baseball with Wayne, as well as the rebuilt roster and some of the new names that'll be making an impact on Oregon State men's hoops in the 24-25 season as affiliate members of the West Coast Conference. We won't hold the coach too long. His son Trace is in town. They're going out to dinner, and we'll get him on early in our broadcast. But up next, a conversation with last night's winning pitcher, Cohen Gomez. 5 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts. He looked about as good as he has all year, but he's ramping up and getting better and better as the season goes. A conversation with Cohen coming up as the smoke rolls in. Our IQ, we've been blessed to be down near single digits tonight. We're at 48, and we can feel it and see it. But it's still a good night for baseball. We're glad you've joined us. Back in 2 with Cohen Gomez on the night's live stream and Joe Radio. Back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights over Walla Walla 14-0 on Halloween in July night. Gabe Hernandez and others handing out candy before the game. Gabe ended up pitching and helping to preserve a shutout that was begun by our guest, Cohen Gomez, who was tremendous through 5. 1 hit. You had your strikeout pitch working. Cohen pitched to soft contact. I don't know about you. You pitched well, but all in all, that looked like maybe your best 5-inning outing. What were your thoughts about how you threw the ball tonight?
Felt pretty good. Felt like I was filling up the zone, Just sometimes got away from me a little bit, but was able to dial it back in and throw all 3 pitches for strikes, just had that feeling going. So I'm just looking to continue to build off of that and keep it in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Cohen, you clearly wouldn't be here or going to Stanford without tremendous command and being able to throw strikes when you want to. But maybe earlier in the year, was that something you were kind of feeling for a little? Because it looks like it's all coming together now.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like just coming in here, I just wanted to have a message to prove and just get better. just compete with some of the best players, So I feel like just being out here has made me more mature, and being able to throw strikes is part of that mentality, out in the field, and just constantly working out with our coach Uni and Coach Stringer. It helps me just dial in all my stuff and just feeling so much better since when I got here.
Cohen Gomez, my guest. Cohen, please tell me a little bit about the Coach Yoon effect. Other Stanford pitchers, I've seen him through the summers, have come here, and they've all raved about his techniques and his methods. What's the experience been like for you?
Coach Uni, he's very tough coach. It's definitely a mental game with Uni. Every single day we're getting out here working hard, conditioning. We're sweating. Sometimes you feel like you're really overworking, but it's definitely paid off. You see the results, and I think for sure, he told me about the story about Matt Scott, how his velo just kept jumping when he was here, and I couldn't agree with that more, as that's happened to me. So I believe in his methods and everything he does very well.
Cohen, what about the opportunity to come here? Had you heard about the Knights through Coach Esker, through others, and maybe other guys that had come before you, that you knew this was a place you could come to and get better?
Yes, sir. I feel like as a pitcher, it's great being here, and just like really a blessing because I've seen great pitchers come through like Matt Scott and Brendan Beck. I've just heard stories about that, and I thought to myself, like, this is a place I want to go. This is a place I know that I'll be able to develop well, and just there's great history here, so I just want to continue that.
And has that been your experience? I mean, you can hear about something, but it sounds like you've already said it's been that way for you too. But what's the overall experience been like? Coach Yoon and his methods, conditioning, getting better as a pitcher. But what about the experience with these guys and this team and this community?
This experience has been great. Being able to hang out with older guys a lot. It's been teaching me just more maturity and stuff, and just that grind mindset, just like college baseball players have. And I just think it's fun even outside the baseball field too. Everybody's very welcoming and able to meet some great friends. I'm going to be sad to see him when I leave. I'm not going to be able to see him anymore. But I think this is a great summer, just mentally and physically, just every single way, just getting better, being a better person.
How did the opportunity for you come about at Stanford? That doesn't happen unless you're supremely talented. I don't know how early they were on you when you made your commitment. It's a great opportunity for you to continue your career, your education. How did it come about?
Just my coach Cosgrove for the SoCal Birds. I was able to. He has that good connection with Thomas Eager, and I was able to be out in Arizona going into my sophomore year, and thankfully, blessed once again. Thomas Eager is able to fly out there and watch me pitch, and he really liked what I saw, and just continued to contact from there. And after a couple of outings, he saw me throw, and he decided to pull the trigger and offer me, and I knew that was the place right away.
Cohen Gomez with me a little bit more on this beautiful summer night here in Corvallis. Grew up in Southern California, though, Anaheim Hills, Canyon High School. Is that Angels country? Did you grow up an Angels fan, going to Angel Stadium a lot, or what?
Yes, sir. That is Angels country. I got a lot of Dodger friends, but always staying true to the Angels, no matter how rough their season might get. Like, that would be a dream to play there one day, just because it's so close to home, and just love the environment. Go there all the time.
Last thing, Cohen, you mentioned kind of the winning mentality, the championship mentality. Have you felt that? And as we come down the stretch of the regular season, how important is it to you, to your teammates, to the guys, to try to make it 8 straight this summer?
Just the mentality of just like everybody in here. It's probably the best team I've ever been on. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to compete, get better. It's not so much push from Coach Knight and the other coaches, because I think they choose the players well enough to know that they're competitors, they're winners, and it's really a team built from within. All the players are the ones that structure that championship mentality, and we're looking to continue it.
Okay, I said last thing I lied. I got to ask you, what was it like down here in the dugout when the steam and the pipes were blowing off? Could you hear that pretty well down here?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I don't know what was going on. I think we all asked our Oregon State guy, James, seeing if that's ever happened before. I kind of want to go look at it. It's funny, though, for a little bit.
But we all made it through. You did a great job. It's great to have you as a Knight, Cohen. I'll be following your career at Stanford. Good luck to you, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's Cohen Gomez, my guest on the post-game show, pre-game show. It's the Knights and CCL coming up, a non-league game. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but stick around, and we'll find out together on the Knights live stream. Be back with the League Baseball at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights and CCL back in 60 seconds on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. On a hazy, warm, 85-degree evening, Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, non-league baseball, the Corvallis Knights and the Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars. Jackson Walker goes to work, a young man who just joined the team from Maple Ridge, Washington, will be an incoming freshman at Yakima Valley Community College, and he's working on Josh Skelly behind the count 2-1 as we get underway. Skelly hits one foul off to the right. And while we will certainly pay attention to the ball players playing here tonight, the game itself, it's always great to see the young guys playing ball. It's a non-league game, so our attention to all of the details may not be as typical when it comes to a West Coast League affair. Here comes a foul ball heading. You heard the voice of Oregon State men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle, who threw out a ceremonial first pitch on OSU night here at the ballpark along with Mitch Canham. Great to see you, Coach. How are you?
Really good to be with you, Doc. Doing great.
You threw a strike, too.
Well, from your angle, maybe. I've always been a brushback guy. It was a little high and tight.
The 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3. Before we even get into your kind of revamped roster, a new addition to the staff, and we won't keep you too long. Trace is in town. I want to get an update on him. Stevie, the younger, is in Paris at the Olympics. There's a lot of great stories from Oregon State basketball. Skelly hits a little pop-up at the second baseman, Peyton Miller, who makes the catch. One away, Nick Biaggi, the batter. Let's start with baseball, though, a little bit. It's a big sport for you and your household. You love the game growing up. When you were making the Elite Eight run, the story about going to Wrigley when you're playing Loyola Chicago got told to a national audience. But refresh us a little bit about baseball in your life.
Yeah, always my first love. It was the first sport I played organized anyway. We moved out to Spokane, Washington when I was about 8, 9 years old, and getting thrown on a team, when they were mid-season and just rolled with it. And unfortunately, 7th and 8th grade, we moved back to Chicago, Catholic school. They didn't have baseball. Basketball season went about 8 months. So I missed those 2 years. But then we moved back to Spokane, played my freshman, sophomore year for the great Jim Thacker at Ferris High School. Stopped playing after my sophomore year to focus solely on basketball because that's when the spring and summer ball started. But Trace was a heck of a baseball player, too. Similar circumstances, base hit to right there.
Nick Biaggi with a base hit to right field. Luke Lavin gets the ball back in. And Garen Guler will be the batter.
Yeah, so have always played it. Trace played it. Played a lot of softball after my college days. Obviously, big supporter of our baseball team here and the Knights. We'll get out to a game every now and then, and it's a great game, obviously, and it's meant a lot to our family for sure.
Garen Guler, the batter, just getting underway. The first pitch from Jackson Walker, hit foul to the right towards Casey corner and out of play. Pat has a corner in his honor, as he well deserves. I'm sure, you've been at Oregon State a long time now, Coach, but Pat Casey, what an impact around here.
I tell you what he's done with this program and, for this community and university is unbelievable. But even better than his ability to coach and get these guys rallied up. What a human being. He and his wife, Susan, just great people. We're at our very first dinner when we were introduced here in 2014. We've been good buds ever since.
Garen Guler takes outside and the count 2-1. Before we get to some other things, though, one other thought about your growing up, though, with baseball. The Cubs got into your soul. Is that right? Wrigley Field and going to Cubs games.
Yeah, we were Northsiders, so we'd go to Cubs games, and I'm the youngest of 11, and not all in the house at the same time, but fond memories of 7, 8, 9 years old.
Here's another line drive base hit. So the Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars off to a good start. They came to win. They've got runners at first and third, and you like to see guys get good swings on balls. And that was another very good swing by Garen Guler. Back-to-back base hits to right, first and third, one out. Braxton Bybee coming up.
Yeah, all three batters trying to choke up and take it to right field. Good approach to get something going early. But so I got a call. Our former assistant strength coach here, Shane Wallen, was an assistant with the Cubs at the time. Knew the story about Loyola University. My dad, having been the vice president, dean of students, and we knocked them off to go to the Elite Eight, and then they offered me to throw out a first pitch.
Unbelievable, huh? How about that? How did you feel doing that?
Well, I skipped the part. We used to take, my mom and dad and, 4 or 5 of the kids, we'd sit out in the bleachers because it was the cheaper ticket back then.
Right.
And my dad allowed us to buy 1 bag of peanuts. We'd sneak in sandwiches and probably did that 2 or 3 times a summer growing up in Chicago all those years. So big, huge Cubs fan. Obviously, when they won it, was it 17 or 18? 16. Mm-hmm. We went back and watched a series over Labor Day when we had a few days off because we kind of had a feel. But brought tears to our eyes when they won it. And then being able to go back to Wrigley, all of my cousins, a lot of family there, throw out a first pitch. Similar tonight, it was high cheese, brushing back the batter. But
you threw it 60 feet 6 inches, though.
Yes, exactly. I didn't bounce it.
Right. The 1-2 pitch, foul back. Runners at first and third, 1 out, no score. Top of the first inning.
The neat thing about that, Mike, obviously it was an incredible experience. But I met 2 of my idols. Billy Williams actually invited me up to his suite.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to hear more about the Beavers, my history growing up and watching. He told me when he and Ernie Banks played, the wind didn't blow out. It only blew in at Wrigley.
I got
a kick out of that.
From both directions.
Yeah.
Billy a left-hander, Ernie the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, and then I got to meet Ryan Sandberg as well, Spokane guy that obviously, as I got older, a big fan of his. So.
Well, was Ryan aware of what you did? Going to the Elite Eight?
For sure. And, he didn't know I was from Spokane. I talked to him about where I grew up and the Ferris Saxons. He was a North Central guy. Talked about Mark Rippon and John Stockton. Mm-hmm. And, those are the 3 big names out of that town. And it was really, I felt like a child again. Pretty cool experience.
The 1-2 pitch, missing high, ball 2, 2-2, 2 on, 1 out, no score, top of the first. Braxton Bybee, the designated hitter, at the plate. And one last thing, did you have a guy with the Cubs when you were young going to those games, sitting in the bleachers, that you really gravitated to? Here's a 2-2 breaking ball, swung out and missed, strike 3, 2 down. Evan Nicole coming up.
Yeah, a couple of my favorites. Jose Cardinal was an outfielder, and then a little bit later, Ivan DeJesus was a shortstop. But I remember Rick Monday playing right field, Ron Say. Billy Williams, I don't quite remember
the tail
him.
end. Mm-hmm.
Maybe at the tail end, but those were some of the guys.
Nice.
Obviously, Fergie Jenkins was a heck of a pitcher, and then later on, Rick Russell was another one that I remember throwing when I was living there. But just the neat thing was Wrigleyville now is so changed. It's a whole neighborhood where you used to just get off the bus and you're right there at Wrigley, and there was a big chain link fence.
Pitch is a little bit high, 1-1, first and third, 2 down, no score on the top of the first.
Just out the third base side outside the stadium was a chain link fence where they all parked their cars, and every now and again we'd stand and try to holler for autographs, and a few would come over and sign for us. But
good times,
just great memories. Chicago is just a great city, but obviously big sports town as well.
Before we turn you loose to your dinner plans tonight, I want to get an update on Trace. He's here. And get a feel for how things have been going for him. Here's another opposite field base hit to right center. Evan Nickel drives a single to right center field, bringing Nick Biaggi home. And to third base goes Garen Guler. An RBI single for Evan Nickel, 1-0 CCL. Trace and Costiel will be the batter. So what is Trace's update?
Yeah, so Trace was in Spain this last year. He's waiting to sign. He's talking to a team in Italy right now. He had a good year there a few years back, but he's really trying to get to Japan. Japan's an emerging league. They want to be the best league outside of the NBA. My new son-in-law, Jeremy Jones, has been playing there the last several years, and so he's just waiting on the right deal to come together, and probably should hear something in the next week or two.
The first pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. No balls and a strike. Forgot to tell people about my pass list, but they let him in. He talked his way through. That's the way you got to do it sometimes. The strike one pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. We'll only keep you through this with top of the first and bottom of the first, if that's okay, Coach.
No problem.
And get a feel for your current team here in a moment. But what a great boon it is with the Olympics going on. The pitch swung on and missed, strike three. We'll keep things here. We'll catch up on some breaks
Great.
A little bit later. But Stevie representing Oregon State and on the roster for Puerto Rico, that's big-time stuff. I'm sure you've got Steve. You guys are all hard at work here with your team now in the summer, but Stevie the elder has got to be a very proud papa like you are.
Yeah, we're extremely proud, of Junior. First of all, the way they qualified for the Olympics, they won a pretty good pool. They've got a tough draw here in Paris with South Sudan, Serbia, and the United States. But what an incredible experience. It's great, Stevie representing Beaver Nation, and, he's had a proud career overseas and in the G League. Ethan as well. Trace making his way. Obviously GP2 and Drew up at the big league in the NBA. Kyler Kelly knocking at the door.
Is he getting close? You think he's got a shot?
Yeah, he started in the summer league for Oklahoma City this summer in Vegas. He led the G League in block shots last year. He can find a way to put on 25, 30 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on somebody's roster. But it's neat to see those guys, playing professionally at different levels. There's a lot of different avenues to the NBA. Ethan knocking right on the door. He's played really well, was an all-star in the G League. So they're representing us, and with a group we're going to talk about here, we're really excited about as well. And guys that are going to help us turn things around here at Oregon State for sure.
Coach Tinkle joining me tonight here on the broadcast as we go to the bottom of the first, 1-0 CCL. Your career run here has been an interesting one, and the various kinds of challenges you faced when you took over in 14-15. You go to the tournament the next year, then you have a bunch of injuries and a bit of a down year. Then you get to a high level of achievement for a lot of years. Then you go to the Elite Eight. Then you said you did some things in the portal that didn't, in the COVID era and all of that, when you didn't have a chance to vet things quite as well, et cetera. But it looks like your roster, its composition, its depth, the talent, what you've done, Coach, it looks exciting to me. What are some of your early impressions of the new group?
Beaver fans, I'm really excited about this group. We did have that season that just it was a disaster after the Elite Eight run. Our returning guys, we didn't have the right. I did a poor job of managing egos, new guys that we were forced to get when we couldn't recruit on or off campus. We missed on a couple of guys that tore apart our culture a little bit, but then we committed to young guys, and I knew we weren't going to win right away, and I said, I've got big shoulders, I'll bear the brunt, but it'll lead to good things. And then with this whole NIL deal, losing a couple of our key guys for big money really, really hurt. There were some guys that they wanted a bigger role that we couldn't promise, and we kind of mutually agreed on 5 or 6 of them. But, man, our collective has gone to work, Kyle Bjornstad. We were able to go get some guys out internationally and out of the portal. So we've added maturity, athleticism, talent, depth. It's just a matter of getting them to gel. But this Beaver team is going to have a real different look, I'll say that.
I've been hearing things about Isaiah Sy being a tremendous shooter, and then you add former Nate Mytoff, whose name changed now, Kings, but a guy that really would have helped you last year. But in terms of Sy and others who can shoot it.
For sure. And, most recently, even Latoris, Lalavicius, 6'6", 6'7", another great shooter. We've added shooters. We've added maturity. We're older guys mixed in with a couple of young guys. We've got one guy yet to announce, probably a couple, 2-3 weeks before we can do that, that we're huge across the front line. DeMarco Minor, the point guard's a little bulldog, really a pass-first guy that can score it. We haven't had that in a while. So we feel like all the pieces, and then don't forget about the guys coming back, Josiah Lake, Mike Ratai,
Gavin
Mars and Thomas Endong.
Right. They've all gotten better and bigger, stronger.
Yeah, they've worked hard. They see the amount of size that's coming in, and they know that they've got to get to work so they can contribute as well. And DeJean Craig's another guy that's worked hard in the weight room. So A little young at a couple, the point guard spot after minor, but everywhere else we've added depth, experience, and a mix of some older guys and some youth as well.
1-0 CCL. We're going to turn Coach Tinkle loose here in a bit. He's got family in town, and we'll be going out to dinner here locally and then get back to it. What is your schedule right now? Kaysen Concerina draws a walk against the left-hander Blake Geffert. What are you guys up to right now this time of the year?
So we're only allowed 4 hours a week of practice over an 8-week period, maximum of 8. We're going to use 6 of those weeks over the summer and then bring them back 2 weeks early before school starts.
There goes Concerina, and no throw, and Kaysen is
Good jump
safely
there.
in. Yeah, good read on the southpaw Geffert.
So we're breaking it down with 2 1.5-hour practices and then an hour of kind of review and shooting over 3 days during the week. We've got, after this week, we'll have just 2 weeks left before we conclude. Some of the guys will go home for a little bit.
Here's a base hit into left field, Coach, from Tai Yukamoto, a guy that maybe, there's a chance. I think I don't know how much I'm supposed to go on the record, but he paid an unofficial to Gonzaga. He's been playing up at Pacific and Forest Grove, but he's just been developing as a hitter, and Gonzaga had him in recently. Whether that leads to an opportunity to play up there, this Tai Yukamoto kid is really swinging the bat well. He gets a base hit here. Kaysen Concerina to third, Tai Yukamoto at first, Colter McAnally the batter, first and third, nobody out.
Is he swinging or bunting here?
Well, I think he'll be swinging. And Coach Brooke Knight loves the bunt, loves to sacrifice, but in a non-league game, I think he's just going to let the guys play for the most part. The pitch to Colter misses down and away, ball 1. I mentioned Gonzaga, and that leads me to just your thoughts about being an affiliate member of the WCC, your overall schedule, the WCC look. How do you feel about all of that, Coach?
Well, first of all, what a travesty.
Yukamoto is picked off, but he's going to try to stay in a rundown, and he does. And as it would happen, CCL doesn't execute the rundown. The first baseman throws the ball into left field.
Looked like my pitch there.
Concerina comes in to score, and Yukamoto safely into second on the throw-in error.
Yeah, just it's we've gotten over the part where we're all just torn apart about this league falling apart the way it did. But now we've got to move on. And I think joining the WCC, some great basketball programs there, especially at the top of the league. But gives us a chance to, I think, continue to earn some credibility in a good conference for a couple of years, but also maybe a chance for us to, get going a little bit, get some momentum going, and then, hopefully be in a real position of strength in a couple of years, whatever that looks like as far as the rebuild of the Pac-12 or whatever the options might be out there.
And the WCC schedule with Yukamoto going to third, the pitch is high, and that throw goes into left field, and Yukamoto gets up from his slide and trots home, and the Knights lead it 2-1. A stolen base for Yukamoto, but he comes home on the second error of the inning. The count, meanwhile, 2-0 to Colter McAnally. Do you like the shape of the schedule? I know you're going to Hawaii, the Diamond Head, but other games, do you like how it's shaping up?
Yeah, we're playing some tough teams. We weren't able to get that marquee team to come to Corvallis. We're still trying to figure out. We're going to play Oregon. We're hoping that's here. We'll see. Okay. The higher ups need to figure that one out. But we didn't get like we played Iowa State. Texas A&M. Teams are just looking at us a little bit different, for some reason, and they're going to the WCC deal. Yeah. So that's been a little bit of a pickle as far as scheduling, but we're still going to have some talented teams. But it's really about our guys coming together. We need the support. I think we can really make a jump. When we've got Gil packed, and we've got to earn that by playing the right way and having success to get those crowds like we had years ago. It makes it a tough place to play, and it's going to be neat for our fan base to see some new opponents come in, and I think all that added up is going to make for a real exciting season.
Ball 4 to Colter McAnally, Luke Lavin, the batter. 2-1 Knights in the bottom of the first. Mike Parker visiting with Oregon State men's basketball coach Wayne Tinkle for a little bit longer here in the bottom of the first inning, with the winds, as you can hear through our microphones, beginning to whip up, blowing out towards left center field. The left-hander Blake Geffert to the plate. Lavin strokes it to the alley in right center field. That's going to get down possibly for an extra base hit. Lavin is on his way to second, and he will go in standing up. Into third base goes Colter McAnally, and Luke Lavin young man out of Stanford. His stroke has really been locked in of late, hitting the ball with authority, and he drives a double into left center. C.J. Collier, the hitter. A new member of the staff, and Chris Haslam. When the week he joined, he was kind enough to jump on and join us, John Warren and yours truly, on the Joe Beaver Show. Really loved his spirit. Tell me about Chris and what you're excited that he's already brought to the program.
Well, I got to know Chris my last year at Montana. Was his first year as an assistant at Montana State. Obviously, Brad Hughes, the head coach there at the time, good buddy of mine.
Line drive to the third baseman, caught by Trayson Coskill. Nice catch, 2 down.
And so Chris and I had known each other since then. I followed his career. He was with a few coaches there at Montana State, and followed Coach Sprinkle to Utah State. Chris had recruited the Player of the Year and the Sixth Man of the Year that last year at Montana State. Brought the Sixth Man of the Year, and he was the MVP of the Mountain West last year. Also recruited the Sixth Man of the Year at Utah State, and just great recruiting ties and connections in Europe especially. He's got a great reputation.
Ben Lead, a grounder to short, and the kid out of Crescent Valley, Big Ben Lead, will get an RBI on the ground out, 6-3, 2 down. Coming down the line to score, Coulter McAnally. The Knights lead it 3-1. One final thought from as Kellen Siegel comes to the plate from the coach before we turn him loose. There's Katie McWilliams' father, Nick McWilliams, great basketball coach and man, coming in to watch the Knights. Coach Haslam, the international connection, and your roster's got some guys now. I mean, seven internationals. And the other thing to close, Coach, that I've been excited about, reading about these guys, I look forward as the schedule permits to getting in there. I've been at football the last couple of days. That's ramping up, and I want to see you guys at work as we get ready for a very compelling, intriguing, exciting season ahead. I keep hearing and reading about defensive tenacity with your new guys, bulldog mentality. Are you seeing that?
We certainly are, and obviously that's as we got some maturity, we're getting back to that. You know, our good years here, we've been really good defensively, and now that we've got some older guys that get it, been through it. It starts with DeMarco, but Mike Ratai, our bigs. I mean, we're contesting everything in the paint. There's a certain expectation now that these guys know, and they won't wane from that. And it's neat to get that back. Because obviously, offensively, I think the maturity will help as well. We last year wanted to be more up tempo, but our guys just seem to kind of walk it up the floor. That's not by, design. But I think this group's going to be able to create offense off of the defense. We're going to be a powerful rebounding team as well as we've added some size and strength and athleticism and length. So,
who are you talking about? The master of the outlet, the strength. Who are you saying is doing that overhand outlet stuff?
Johan Munch has only been on campus for a few days. Today was his first full practice, and I mean it was amazing. Without doing any outlet drills, his instinct of getting it, pivoting it, first of all rebounding it. He's got great length. Looking up the floor, and it's out of his hands, and that's how you have to start a break. And unfortunately, we haven't been that great rebounding, and most of our outlets have been handoffs, and so there goes your break. But I like his feel, how much he's going to be able to contribute with all the other big guys, but I know it won't be long because he can do some really good things out there on both ends.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 runs in. Bottom of the first inning, Kellen Siegel, the batter. Kellen homered here in his last at-bat. He swings and misses here for strike 3. Coach, it is great to see you. I look forward to seeing a lot more of you in the days ahead and in the season to come. Say hi to Trace for me. Have a great dinner here in town tonight, and really appreciate you coming
Always
out.
Good to be with you, and a lot going on, with everything. But you know what? I know that Beaver Nation and all of our programs are grinding it out. We're locking arms, and we're going to do some great stuff this year and keep the momentum going.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All
great
the best.
To see
Have a great
Wayne.
summer.
That's head coach Wayne Tinkle. We will take a 2-minute break, get caught up on some things. 3-1 Knights, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette Times community. sports fans looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable.
Three to one Knights as we go to the second. Right-hander Jackson Walker with a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Luke Klooster. Comes back and misses down and away, ball 2, 2-2. Luke Klooster, Alex Knoll, and Kellen Desbians, the scheduled hitters. A looping fly ball down the left field line that'll drop for a base hit off the bat of Luke Klooster. That's the 4th hit already for the visiting CCL All-Star, the Cascade Collegiate League. They scored a run last inning, Evan Nickel with an RBI single. Alex Knoll, the batter. And a throw to first base, Luke Klooster back to the bag. Tomorrow night, yours truly will be at Vince Guinness Stadium in Bend. Heading even deeper, I'm afraid, into the smoke and the haze. It came our way for the first time this summer, in a big way, unfortunately, today. Temperature in the mid-90s. It's cooled to about 85 now at game time with the breezes picking up. The strike one pitch, a ground ball to first, fielded by McAnally. Goes to Yukamoto for one, on to first. Double play. On a non-league kind of night, out strikes, I think, are sort of the order of the day. The CCL dugout reacted like, are you kidding me? He's out? But it does go 3-6-3. Nicely turned. McAnally to Yukamoto and back to Coulter for the 3-6-3, 2 down. Kellen Desbians, the batter, swings at the first pitch, a fly ball to right field. Luke Lavin moving over and back to backhand it. And a 1-2-3 inning in the sense of facing the minimum. A base hit, a race by a double play ball. And down go the CCL All-Stars in the second. After 1.5, the Knights 3 and CCL 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Little game of musical chairs going on in the field as we go to the bottom of the second inning on an increasingly breezy evening here. Wind's blowing hard out to left center field. I wish it would blow all that haze away. Mr. Drysdale had a scheme in one of the Beverly Hillbillies episodes. Not Drysdale had the scheme, but he got concerned about a scheme. Some con artist comes through and in that smoke-filled San Gabriel Valley or the San Fernando Valley, whatever, the smog in L.A., and somebody convinced Jed Clampett that, hey, we're going to bore a hole through the San Gabriel Mountains and all of the smog will blow through it, and we need your money and your investment in order to bore this hole through the mountain so the smog can just blow through that. And Jed Clampett thought, hey, that's a good idea. Granny doesn't like the smoke, the smog. I don't either. So he went to withdraw most of his money. Mr. Drysdale panicked. Well, I wish the breeze, I wish we had some sort of, I wish the con artist was on to something, but here it is. But heading into, as I said, the deeper smoke tomorrow at Vince Skinner, where they had an AQI of 222 a few days ago. I'm nervous. 3-1 Knights, bottom of the second. Cole Snido takes outside from Blake Geffert. The 1-0 pitch from the left-hander. Hit sharply fair by the diving Costriel down the left field line. Chasing the ball down is Nick Biaggi in the corner, racing for two. Cole Snido, head first slide, and Cole is in with a leadoff double. Nice swing. And that will bring to the plate Peyton Miller. But whatever the case may be, as long as the AQI is 175 or below, then the teams can play on. And there hasn't been any suspension of a game this summer. A few summers ago, I don't know if you remember, but we did. We were supposed to play in Wenatchee, and the AQI was too high to allow play. But there was talk of trying to go down the road in every stop and play the game, perhaps in Yakima, perhaps, and just the entire region was filled with smoke, and almost all the WCL games were called off. And it's such a commonplace event now that I can't remember the exact summer that was. When I say commonplace, it was worse that summer than usual. But every summer we're dealing with this throughout the region. And this is the first time that we've been touched by it this summer, and even so, our AQI is a modest 48. But you can see it. There's no vision at all of the Cascades today. Peyton Miller takes ball 2, 2-0. Geffert back to the plate and misses for ball 3. 3-1 Knights in the bottom of the second. Then, back here on Saturday night, 7:15. After tonight, that's the Knights' next home game, and it's the last home game, the last big night in terms of the fireworks. Sunday then at 5:05, Fan Appreciation Day. Those are the last two games. I could use some Gatorade with ice. Martha down below. Martha, the old concessionaire. The pitch is ball 4 to Peyton Miller. Kason Consarini, the batter. After tonight then, two home games, Saturday night and Sunday evening. Off to Victoria for 3 closing games of the regular season on the road. Then the playoffs will begin on Saturday, August 10th, on the road somewhere for the Knights. Games 2 and 3 would be at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, game 3 if necessary. So get your tickets now for Sunday, August 11th for Knights playoff baseball presented by Pioneer Connect. Kason Consarini takes a strike. The 0-1 pitch, a fly ball to shallow right center field. Alex Knoll moves in and over to make the catch. One away. Tai Yukamoto, who slapped a single to center field and scored a run in the first inning, will come to the plate. The Knights and CCL. Brooke Knight coaching at third. Ed Nags coaching at first. The final non-league game of the summer of 2024. The proprietor walking through, David Kell. His two sons played football here. The former owner of Beaver City Sports Bar and Grill. Yukamoto drilled by a pitch. That loads the bases. Cole Snido into third, Peyton Miller into second, Tai Yukamoto at first. Coulter McAnally will come to the plate. Knights baseball is presented by Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights. When you visit Corvallis, we encourage you to stay at the Best Western Corvallis, where you'll find the largest hotel rooms in the city, an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Coulter McAnally drew a walk and scored a run last inning. Blake Geffert to the plate, a strike. The home plate umpire this evening, James Squires. Dan Clements on the bases. Bases full, one out. The infield a double play depth for CCL. The strike one pitch is in there to Coulter. Strike two. 0-2 the count. Cole Snido at third, Peyton Miller at second, Tai Yukamoto at first. Blake Geffert steps off the rubber. Whether will we have any release of steam valve pressure tonight, I don't know, but the valves are still there. They were very active last night several times during the game. The strike two pitch is blooped down the right field line for a base hit. Cole Snido scores. Peyton Miller right behind him to score. The right fielder Guler overruns the ball. Yukamoto will also score. And into third base goes Coulter McAnally, and the Knights lead it 5-1. My assumption is that'll be a two-run double for Coulter McAnally and then an E9, although Brooke might construe it as a triple all the way for Coulter. But Guler overran the ball. It might have taken a tricky hop on him. Whatever the case, three-run score on the looper to right. 6-1 Knights. Luke Lavin is double to right. Drove a ball to the gap last inning. We're in the second. Luke backs away and takes high and inside ball one, 1-0. Tim Hennessy is here on OSU night. I haven't seen him at many Knights games through the summers, but he's in the ballpark tonight. Good to see Tim. Mitch Canham, after throwing his ceremonial first pitch, is here. Lavin drives one to center and deep. This will be deep enough to score a run. The catch made by Alex Knoll. Coulter McAnally down the line to score. Lavin with another well-struck ball for the sacrifice fly. And the Knights lead it 7-1. C.J. Collier will be the hitter. C.J. getting an excellent opportunity coming up at Utah Valley. He tries to check his swing and takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Two outs, nobody on. Four more runs in for the Knights. C.J. hit the ball hard, but caught by the third baseman in Trayson Costiel in the first inning. The Knights 3 runs in the first. They've scored 4 more in the second. 1-1 the count. The left-hander Geffert works out of the stretch, comes to the plate, outside for ball 2, 2-1. Ben Lead, the on-deck hitter. Geffert's 2-1 pitch rolled slowly foul. Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars based in Centralia, Washington. Good town. I like Centralia for the stopping point. My favorite food being Mexican food, and there is one just off of I-5. You get off there and go to the right, and it's kind of right there just when you get off. Whatever that is, it's good. Can't remember the name of it, but many a time through the years making trips to the Great North, that has been a stopping point. The 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3, 3-2. Geffert delivers a ground ball backhanded at third by Costiel. Tries to use the turf as he skips the ball across. Not in time. Good play, though, by Trayson Costiel just to get to the ball. He takes an extra base hit away from C.J. Collier in so doing. But C.J. is aboard on the infield single back of third. And Ben Lead, the batter. And he used the field, did Costiel, as some of my family members today used the Willamette River to skip stones. First pitch, breaking ball, a strike to Ben Lead. We had not been on the river for quite a while. The last river excursion, in fact, had been July 12th in Bend, and it didn't go particularly well. But everybody, entire family floating the Willamette today in the mid-90s heat. We could see all that smoke coming in. Ben Lead lifts one foul into Urchin Alley, and the count 0-2. But a very intelligent play on the part of Trayson Costiel to try to skip that baseball a la Stone across the diamond, his best chance to try to get an out. But C.J. Collier, good athlete, beats it. He's at first, held on by Eric Nickel. Collier goes, the pitch is high, and no throw from Luke Klooster. A stolen base for C.J. Ben Lead looking for an RBI again. He had one last inning on a ground out to short. 7-1 Knights in the second. Geffert to the plate. In there, strike three called. The Knights, though, score four more. And apparently an error was called on the play in right field. A double and two RBIs for Colter McAnally. We are through two, the Knights 7, and the CCL All-Stars 1 will be back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Top of the third inning, 7-1 Knights. Non-league action, the Knights and CCL All-Star. Josh Skelly taking the first pitch out of the zone. The 1-1 pitch, a fly ball to center. C.J. Collier moves over to make the catch. Skelly is 0 for 2. One away, and Nick Biaggi, the batter. Nick singled to right field in the first inning. A good approach shown by the CCL hitters, as Wayne Tinkle commented on. Now, I'm not sure. I think I was talking to Wayne so much, and I'm not sure we've got the ground ball to third, an error on Case and Concerina. I have Nick Biaggi, the hitter, but I think we just had Josh Skelly announced. So I got to kind of try to figure some things out as we go here. We were not given a very detailed roster, no first names, no numbers. Positions, yes. So this is Nick Biaggi. I'm not sure where I got lost. I'm not sure that, yeah, it is Nick Biaggi, and he swings and strokes one to center field. Base hit. I got to try to figure out where I got lost on my own score sheet and visiting with Coach Tinkle and kind of losing track of the ball game. My apologies for that. Gosh, it's windy out here. Okay, now Garen Guler is who I have. I'm not sure what they've got going on, folks. I'm telling you, this is not the order. They say this is Braxton Bybee now. I think that's correct. So I think they got back on track in the press box. Ground ball to the hole at short, backhanded by Yukamoto. Great play by Yukamoto to Peyton Miller. And Miller's pivot, it looked like Barney to Wong to Leonardton back in 07 in Omaha. Great job by the middle infielders. 6-4-3. Yukamoto to Miller. Miller with a strong turn and a stretch by McAnally. Indeed, shades of 07. On a 6-4-3 double play ball to end the inning. And at the end of 2.5, the Knights 7 and CCL 1. We'll try to square some things away, and we'll take a 2-minute break. And I'm going to head indoors to get caught up on the score sheet. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Okay, there are lineup changes that were never given, so I was inside the box trying to get that squared away. My apologies as we play on in the bottom of the third, 7-1 Knights. We believe this is Francisco Lopez delivering to Kellen Siegel. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count 2-1. Kellen followed by Cole Snido, and then Peyton Miller. And everybody in the box was trying to discover via roster research, point streak, and so on. And they gave me the sense that this was Francisco Lopez pitching. So we'll do the best we can to try to follow whom the players are in this ball game, but it isn't true that you can tell the players with a scorecard. I know you can't tell them without, but even with one tonight, it is a challenge. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. Kellen struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 3-2 the count. 7-1 Knights in the bottom of the third. Francisco to the plate, misses high for ball 4. A leadoff walk to Kellen Siegel. Cole Snido will be the hitter. Cole doubled and scored in the second. Very nice Benton County Schools Credit Union Junior announcer tonight. Doing a very nice job announcing the names with clarity. Lopez to the plate, slow breaking ball for a strike to Snido. 0-1 the count. We return to the serious business of West Coast League baseball tomorrow night in Bend with an important game in terms of jockeying for best record, playoff positioning, etc. between the Knights and Bend Elks. Lopez steps off the rubber and bluffs a throw to first base. 6:35 tomorrow from Vince Genna in Bend. I hope we get a little bit of a break and relief from some of the smoke and the fires that have been besieging that area. The pitch to Snido hits Cole on the left hand, and he's in a lot of pain. I hope he's okay. He throws his pads away using just his right hand. He's yet to use his left. He's shaking the left hand and walking slowly down to first. Peyton Miller, the hitter, with runners at first and second and nobody out. Cole continues the slow walk, greeted by Coach Ed Nags, gets to first base, bends at the waist with his right hand on his right knee and needs a little more time. And I think, now we haven't seen a trainer emerge. He takes his batting glove off. Hawk Harrelson popularized batting gloves in the early 70s. You remember, Mickey, Willie, Frank. Frank may have used a glove or two late, but batting gloves really didn't become a big thing until Hawk Harrelson started to sport them. Snido took his all the way off, now puts on maybe a protective type of glove. I'm not quite sure. I need to get the binoculars out, but they're inside the press box. The pitch is a strike to Peyton Miller, 0-1 the count. Kellen Siegel at second, Cole Snido at first, a walk and a hit batter. No balls and a strike to Peyton, who walked last inning. 7-1 Knights in the third. Lopez throws a breaking ball that doesn't come down for him and misses high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Kaysen Consarina, the on-deck hitter. The 1-1 pitch, a fly ball to center field. Alex Knoll hesitates, now locates, comes in to make the catch. 1 away. Kaysen Consarina will come to the plate. If you live or work in one of the 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, then you're entitled to the membership privileges and full financial services of Oregon State Credit Union. You can join online at OregonStateCU.com or at one of their 15 branches. Lydia and Elle, there's Mitch. Hey, Mitch and Mac. Mitch and Mac Canham heading up the stairs to say hello here. Diane McWilliams here with Coach Nick McWilliams tonight. Katie's parents. The pitch to Consarina missing. Kaysen had walked and scored in the first, fly to center in the second. Runners go. The 1-0 pitch is low, and both runners are in safely. Kellen Siegel to third. Cole Snido to second with stolen bases. For every Knight's stolen base, and we'll get to that in a moment, but again, want to properly thank Oregon State Credit Union for their great support of Knights baseball through the years and their fireworks sponsorship. We had a huge show on July 3rd. Oregon State Credit Union investing in all of our communities and creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. Ground ball back up the middle behind second, fielded by Skelly. The throw to first, a good play. Skelly backhanding the ball, throws out Conserina. Kaysen does pick up an RBI. Kellen Siegel comes down the line to score. The Knights lead it 8-1, 2 down in the inning. And on the play, Cole Snido with that sore left hand. He has a protective mitt, it appears, on both gloves, protective gloves on both of his hands. But he's playing on, and he's at third with 2 down for Tai Yukamoto, who has singled to left and been hit by a pitch. Very good play by the second baseman, Josh Skelly. Lopez delivers, and the ball goes off the mitt of the catcher, Luke Klooster, and coming down the line to score on the wild pitch is Cole Snido. And the Knights lead it 9-1. I thought Mitch and Mac were heading my way, but they stopped and are visiting with some friends who have come to the ball game tonight on what is billed as Go Beavs Night at the ballpark. An Oregon State flavor throughout with the Oregon State cheerleaders and Benny Beaver and Wayne Tinkle throwing out a ceremonial first pitch. Yukamoto is hit by a pitch again. He's been hit twice. That's 3 hit batters in the ball game from CCL pitching. And that'll bring Colter McAnally to the plate. McAnally walked and scored in the first. And then Colter blooped one down the right field line last inning. It was good for a 2-run double. A right fielder then overran the ball, constituting an error and allowing a 3rd run to score on the little blooper to right. 9-1 Knights in the 3rd. Yukamoto goes, pitch is outside, and the throw to second is not in time. With every Knight stolen base this summer, it's a big win for Community Outreach, Inc. Pape Material Handling and the Knights combine for a $30 contribution for every stolen base for the Knights this season to help with the great work that Community Outreach, Inc. does in our community. Our thanks to Pape Material Handling for their sponsorship of that program. Lopez delivers a wild pitch to the backstop. Yukamoto to third. A count of 2 balls and no strikes to Colter McAnally. Mitch was enjoying throwing the football around with James DeCramer in front of the Knights dugout before the game. Breaking ball down, ball 3, 3-0. The great Tom House, who has become, in a very real sense, a household word in the era of analytics. Tom was onto some things in terms of mechanics and other means of going about the pitching craft. The 3-0 pitch is ball 4 to Colter McAnally, and Luke Lavin will be the hitter. One of the things Tom introduced years ago, in the 70s in fact, was pitchers throwing footballs and trying to throw the perfect spiral, and Tom, who was way ahead of his time, it felt like the pitching motion could be helped by the ability to throw a spiral in football, and introduced 2 pitchers with the Texas Rangers, I believe it was, when he began. His ideas were met with a good deal of skepticism, but now are commonplace in the game. Luke Lavin swinging and missing the first pitch from Francisco Lopez. The 0-1 pitch swung out and missed, and we have seen this summer footballs flying around Cal Stadium at Coleman Field. A little more this year than in the past. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 9-1 Knights in the bottom of the 3rd. Francisco Lopez from the stretch delivers. Lavin, a fly ball to center. This one will be hauled in by Alex Knoll and end the inning in the third. The Knights pick up 2 more runs, and we go to the fourth. Looks like we'll see a new pitcher coming in, so we'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. The Knights 9, CCL 1, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Looking for the latest news that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette Times community.
Jack Klee out of Chemeketa Community College is the new pitcher for the Corvallis Knights. Taking over for Jackson Walker. Jack Klee completes his warm-up tosses with Cole Snido. I'm glad to see Cole able to carry on and go back of the plate after getting hit by the pitch on his mitt hand, his left hand, in the bottom of the third. We're in the fourth through 3. The Knights 9 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. CCL 1 run, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Evan Nickel, the batter, swings at the first pitch and bloops one into right field for a base hit. Luke Lavin chases the ball down. And it's a leadoff single for Evan Nickel here in the top of the 4th inning. Jack Klee just recently joined the Corvallis Knights for the stretch run, taking over for Jackson Walker here in the 4th. Trayson Costiel, the batter. Big left-handed hitter, steps in for CCL. CCL scored a run in the first. The Knights, though, have answered. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and lead 9-1. The first pitch from Jack misses high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Paul Blackburn was just telling me that on SportsCenter last night, quite an Oregon State flavor, evidently. I don't see SportsCenter much anymore, but was glad to hear that both Trevor Lornick and Travis Bazzana were featured. Bazzana's first home run as a professional, a grand slam for the Lake County Captains at home yesterday, and Trevor Lornick with a tremendous defensive play, robbing the opponent of a home run. I think Paul said it was the number 1 play, or at least within the top 10 on SportsCenter's plays of the day. A changeup swung on and missed. Good pitch from Jack Klee. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Jack to the plate. Broken bat, base hit to right field. Luke Lavin plays it on a hop. The barrel of the bat going beyond Coulter McAnally at first base. Trayson Costiel with a solid single in terms of the muscle involved in that. That means, I mean, he got sawn off, no doubt, but was able to get enough of the bat on it that he gets a base hit with the broken bat. And with 2 on and nobody out, Luke Klooster, the hitter. It's a good job by the Cascade Collegiate League All-Star team. They, as Wayne Tinkle pointed out, they come to the plate ready to hit. And even though that was a broken bat hit, they've out-hit the night 7-5. First pitch, breaking ball, a strike. Jack Klee out of Southridge High School in Beaverton, a former quarterback at Southridge. The 0-1 pitch, pop foul off first. This will carry beyond the netting and the Cascade Collegiate All-Star League's dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Jack, 6'2" out of Southridge, has committed to play at Chemeketa Community College. Good for him. Nine-1 Knights in the top of the 4th. Jack to the plate. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1 away. Luke Klooster, who had singled in the second, strikes out here. And Alex Knoll is the scheduled hitter. Alex grounded into a 3-6-3 double play in the second. Jack Klee to the plate. Knoll hammers it to right field. Back goes Luke Lavin to the track, to the fence. So long. Alex Knoll, a 3-run home run to straightaway right field. An impressive swing by Knoll. And the CCL All-Stars close the gap. It goes from 9-1 to 9-4 on an impressive 3-run home run to right field. Alex Knoll with the best swing of the night for either club. And a tough moment for Jack Klee in his Corvallis Knights debut, giving up the 3-run jack. Good moment for CCL. Kellen Desbian's the hitter. First pitch is off speed and high. Ball 1, 1-0. A very good-looking swing from Alex Knoll, turning on a pitch and driving it over Luke Lavin to straightaway right. And there's a crosswind, too, that he had to hit it through. Blowing across from right to left. Impressive in all respects. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kellen Desbians. Breaking ball misses. And the count 2 balls and a strike. We have very little information, none. There were no programs or rosters handed out to fans upon entering the ballpark tonight. I don't know much about Alex, but I'm trying to look him up here as we go. The swing was compelling enough to provoke it. Olympic College Rangers, again, when you go into these searches somewhat blind in the case of, okay, I don't even know where to begin. To succeed, one must know what questions to add. The first preliminary questions. Okay, I don't even know enough about Alex to know where to begin to look. Is this the kid from Olympic College? I'm going to keep looking. 3-1 pitch, a strike, and the count 3-2. Klee delivers, hit foul off first. But you see a swing like that, and it catches your attention. So I'm going to see if I can find out a little bit more about the young man who just had one of the more impressive swings I've seen. League game, non-league game or not, that was a well-struck baseball. I keep seeing Olympic College, and I assume it's the same kid. The 3-2 pitch is hit foul into the seats right below our vantage point. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now I see a note here. Congratulations to baseball's Alex Knoll, who signed to continue his baseball career with Emmanuel College in Franklin Springs. Is that our guy? The 3-2 pitch on the way, hit foul. This is towards the Omaha room and the grandstand down below. River Ridge High School, Lacey, Washington. Centralia College. Alex Knoll is it's Noll. I'm not sure we're talking about the same guy from 5 years ago. Here's a ground ball slowly to second, fielded by Peyton Miller. Miller throws to Coulter McAnally to get Desbians. 2 down in the inning. 9-4. I'm not sure what Paul's thumbs up is for. Paul's giving me a thumbs up down below as I try to narrow down and find out the identity of this Alex Knoll. Did he graduate high school in 2019? It's possible. COVID and all of that has extended the time frame, and junior colleges not playing a year, the COVID year, et cetera. So I think we're talking about the same young man. It just sounds like the geography of a guy coming out of Lacey could end up in Centralia out of River Ridge High School. Guler is the batter. He was moved, unbeknownst to late, a change was made. So Garen Guler, not Josh Skelly, the batter. Guler, thus, has popped to second and flied to center. 0-2 the count. He swings and hits one foul to the right and down the line. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Garen Guler in the top of the 4th. The Knights lead of 9-1. Cut on the big 3-run home run swing by Alex Knoll, whom we're trying to find a little bit more out about. The pitch to Guler, hit to center. C.J. Collier backs up, and in a little sliver of sunshine left on this hazy evening, makes the catch in straightaway center, and that's that. But that was impressive. Alex Knoll turning on a pitch for a 3-run home run. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Corvallis Knights 9. And the CCL All-Stars 4. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Nine to 4 Knights in this non-league affair. Francisco Lopez getting ready to face C.J. Collier. C.J. will be followed by Ben Lead and then Kellen Siegel. C.J. has lined out and had an infield single. Francisco Lopez, for his second inning of work, bounces the first pitch up there. 1 ball and no strikes the count. 1-0 to CJ, who takes a strike, and the count 1-1. A lot of youngsters, I can hear them. I can't see them, but I can hear them. I know they're out there in the alley behind us, waiting for foul balls to come their way. That is one of the great traditions here in summer ball at the ballpark. A little less so, and I don't see them as much. I'm indoors inside the McGrath family press box during the spring season at Oregon State. CJ taking a strike, the count 1-2. Collier fouls one straight back. The count remains 1-2 to CJ. 9-4 Knights in the bottom of the fourth. And I admired the youngsters last night. They were not deterred by the valves opening up 3 different times during the course of the night. Didn't seem to be perturbed by it at all. We all sort of were, with the decibel levels, I'm told, in the high 90s. The guys, Cohen Gomez, in our pregame interview, said everybody was wondering what the heck was going on several times during the course of the game. The 2-2 pitch hits CJ Collier, an off-speed pitch, but CJ is hit by the pitch, which will bring Ben Lead to the plate. The third hit batter for Francisco Lopez, and the 4th time a Knights player has been hit tonight. And that brings Ben Lead to the plate. Ben has grounded to short, picked up an RBI in the process, and struck out looking. On this Go Beavs night at the ballpark, a lot of orange and black. The runner goes. The throw to second is not in time. CJ Collier in with a stolen base. At football practice today, I visited with Oregon State offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach Ryan Gunderson. Gundy comes to a lot of Beaver baseball games in the spring. I asked him if he'd been out to any Knights games yet this summer. I haven't seen him, and he said no. He said they were thinking about coming tonight, it being Go Beavs night. Collier grounds one foul outside of third, but I've been scanning the crowds for some sign of his face, with apologies to the great Bard of the North and Coburn. But in scanning the crowds, I've yet to see the visage of Ryan Gunderson. He was hard at work today, trying to get his guys ready for August 31st and Idaho State in year 1 of the Trent Bray era. The 1-1 breaking ball is in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. And in fact, that's one of the messages on Go Beavs night here at the ballpark. The Coach Bray era is indeed underway. And the message shared by Oregon State Athletics concerns tickets. Collier hits one foul off first, coming over with a play, and with the baseball now in his mitt is the first baseman, Evan Nickel. Catching it right in front of his dugout in foul grounds. One gone, Kellen Siegel, the batter. But it is time to get your tickets for the 2024 football season. Season tickets, mini plans, single game tickets, they're all available right now. Visit beavertickets.com right now or call 1-800-GO-BEAVS during business hours to purchase yours. Get your chainsaws ready. That's the right sort of message for a Trent Bray-led team on defense. And as we keep building momentum at beautiful Reser Stadium in the fall of 2024, very intriguing season ahead to be sure. Siegel takes ball 1 in the turf. The 1-0 pitch from Lopez misses again. Ball 2, 2-0. My daughter Lydia has a dear friend, Miranda Bradshaw, in the ballpark tonight, who now lives in St. Petersburg and was at virtually every Knights home game 3 summers ago. Hasn't been in here since 2021, but she's in here tonight with Lydia right below our vantage point, taking in her first Knights game since 21. And as we floated the river today, she asked the question, are the boys still good? I say yes. They're the best, again, and have been for 7 straight seasons and trying to make it 8 here in the summer of 24. She saw the Travis Pisano-led championship. Kellen Siegel pulls one into left field for a base hit. C.J. Collier will score. The ball juggled by Biaggi out and left. Kellen Siegel into second with an RBI single. Goes to second on the fourth error of the night on the CCL All-Stars. C.J. Collier in to score. 10-4 Knights. That'll bring Cole Snido to the plate. Cole has doubled and scored, hit by a pitch, and walked. It's one of those questions that one can be away for several summers and ask, and it's a different sort of answer than what we saw in the best years of our lives, when the important question that has been used in a Joe Beaver Show open in the past, how are the Beavers doing this season, is asked by one of the returning veterans in the best years of our lives from World War II. And the cab driver says, they're in sixth place. The 1-0 pitch on the way gets by. No, it was in and out of the mid. I thought it went by the mid of Luke Klooster. It didn't, but it missed, and the count 2-0. How the Beavers doing this season? Sixth place, says the cab driver. And the vet just smiles and says, still second division, huh? Referring to a fictional team, the Beavers. 1946, what a film that is, the best years of our lives. The pitch to Snido, belted the left center field. Back on the ball, though, goes Alex Knoll to make the catch, tagging Kellen Siegel, and goes to third. That ball was hammered by Cole Snido. Good swing. A deep out. He does send Siegel to third on the fly out, and with two down, Peyton Miller, who has walked and flied to center, will come to the plate. That is a very good movie, right? I mean, the best years of our lives. I think it pretty much swept Oscars, didn't? Best Picture, 1946. Francisco Lopez will work out of the windup. Comes to the plate. Miller pops one foul back at first. The ball will be pushed right above the line, straddling the line in fair territory. First baseman Evan Nickel makes the catch. The inning is over. But the Knights take advantage of the leadoff hit batsman, get an RBI single from Kellen Siegel, and add to the lead. But when you got Frederick March and Dana Andrews and Teresa Wright and a great script and a director in William Wyler, you couldn't go wrong with the best years of our lives, and they didn't. It was excellent. But how the Beavers doing this season was asked in that film. How the Knights doing this season, I was asked on the river. Well, they're doing good again. Paul Vasquez and Houston Wheeler singing "O State Ballers" on the big screen out in right center. We go to the fifth back in 90. The Knights 10, Walla Walla, CCL 4 on the Knights live stream.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
News that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community.
Jack Clee to Jack Skelly, and he drives one to deep left field. Ben Lead going back to the track, to the fence, and makes the catch. Nice job by Ben. That ball got up into the wind a little bit, blowing out to left. It was well struck by a guy that was originally known to us as Josh Skelly. Tony just introduced him moments ago as Jack Skelly, so we'll go with Jack because I think they have a little more updated information in the McGrath family press box. Jack hit it well. Ben Lead tracked it down. One away. Jack Klee to the plate. Breaking ball misses. To the right-hand hitter, Nick Biaggi. Jack's 1-0 pitch misses again for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 10-4 Knights in the top of the 5th inning. From the stretch, the right-hander Jack Klee misses again. Ball 3, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to Nick Biaggi. And the 3-0 pitch is ball 4. Jack Klee, a 1-out walk. That'll bring Braxton Bybee to the plate. Braxton has struck out and grounded into a double play. The Knights have turned 2 double plays. The Bybee double play really beautifully turned. Tai Yukamoto to Peyton Miller. And it was shades of 07, Barney DeWong to Leonardton. When I see my family here in this ballpark, and they're all here, it just reminds me of how much baseball, how special it's been through the years. And we were all in Omaha together watching that turn of the double play in 07 and the second straight national title. Those 3 trips to Omaha, 05, 06, 07, among the best memories and shared memories in our family's lives ever. Beautiful times. Braxton Bybee pops one up foul. Moving over to make the catch is Coulter McAnally. Quickly, Bybee taken care of. Evan Nickel, the batter, grounds one up the middle into center field, base hit, and Evan is 3 for 3. Single to center to drive in a run in the first, single to right and scored a run in the 4th, and gets a 2-out single here in the 5th, sending Biaggi to second. And I'm waiting now on Jack's announcement. It is Trayson Costiel. I thought so, but the left-hand hitting third baseman climbs in with 2 on and 2 out. Jack Klee delivers low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, whacked into right field, base hit. Biaggi rounding third. The throw coming in from Luke Lavin to the plate, slightly up the first baseline, and not in time to get Biaggi, who scores. And it's a pretty resilient effort on the part of CCL. They were down 9-1. Alex Knoll blasted a 3-run home run last inning. And here in the 5th, they've closed the gap again, down 10-4. 2-out RBI single for Trayson Costiel, well struck. 10-5 Knights. Luke Klooster, the batter. Luke is singled to left and struck out. On the play, Evan Nichols stopped at second. The pitch on the way to Klooster misses a bit high, ball 1, 1-0. 10-5 Knights, bottom of the 5th inning. Nickel the lead from second, Costiel from first. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul on top of the McGrath family press box. The ball rolls down into the entry area of Goff Stadium at Coleman Field. The Urchins have to shift their attentions, and they do quickly, to the main entrance. Most of the foul balls into the alley go to the right in front of the Dixon Recreation entrance. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball is popped foul off third. Kason Consarina calls makes the catch in front of Cole Snido, the Knights catcher. And the inning is over. But CCL, as I mentioned, showing a nice approach tonight. They pick up another run on 2 more hits. They leave 2, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Knights 10, CCL 5, a new pitcher coming in. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Knights leading 10-5. And trying to get the identity of the pitcher. I heard the first name, Jaden. Did you say Hurley? Say again, please. One more time and louder, please. Who? One more time. Herwick, Jaden Herwick. Okay, thank you. Jaden Herwick is the new pitcher and delivers to Kaysen Concerina. A 2-hopper to short. Desbians fields and throws out Kaysen. Jaden Herwick does a nice job coming into the ball game. 1 pitch and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The Knights leading 10-5. Tai Yukamoto, the hitter. Tai has singled to left, scored, and has been hit by pitches in each of his last 2 plate appearances. Both of those against Francisco Lopez. Herwick delivers low, ball 1. Coulter McAnally on deck. 10-5. The Knights not necessarily running away with this one. The pitch to Yukamoto hit foul. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Temperatures dropping with the winds picking up here. It's not cool, but I do look around and see some people reaching for the extra layer. Who would have thunk it? With the temperature in the high to mid-90s today, but it is cooling off somewhat now. We're heading into the heat and the smoke of Central Oregon tomorrow. Is 101 there today, expected to be 98 tomorrow. The 1-1 pitch, low for ball 2, 2-1 to Tai Yukamoto. Herwick delivers, strike 2 called, 2-2 the count. And back here on Saturday night, the 3rd of August, for the fireworks night. The ball game will be starting a little bit later than the usual 6:35 to try to time things up just right for fireworks. 7:15 come Saturday night. The 3-2 pitch, Yukimoto sprays it foul down the left field line and out of play. It remains 3-2. And I will have the Sandpipers on my mind in Boise the day after Thanksgiving. And not actually, it'll be a Friday morning. But I'll be thinking of them come Saturday morning because of the early morning start in Boise the day after Thanksgiving to close the regular season for Oregon State football in this most intriguing year. Getting underway August 31st. Yukimoto takes low and away for ball 4. A first pitch out in the inning leads to ball 4. Good job by Yukimoto, who's been on base with freebies 3 consecutive plate appearances. Colter McAnally, the batter, a throw to first and tie back. The last time I think the Beavers played on August 31st, it's a difficult memory. But it was August 31st of 2013. The pitch to McAnally misses for ball 1, 1-0. A quarterback named Vernon Adams came in across the way at Reeser and left the Beavers up. 51-46, the final to Eastern. The 1-0 pitch nearly hit Colter, high and inside, ball 2, 2-0. And we may have played on a 31st since. I don't think so, though. But 11 years later, we'll take nothing for granted. Idaho State on that day. McAnally swings, and it's one foul on top of the McGrath family press box to the left and then down into the bicycle rack in front of the entrance to the ballpark. 2 balls and a strike to Colter McAnally. Colter has walked twice and had a 2-run double. He takes just outside. 3 balls and a strike. 10-5 Knights in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alexis Cerna, the director of Beyond Football, with his wife Julie, former Oregon State cross-country runner, in the ballpark tonight. McAnally pops one up on the right side. Second baseman Jack Skelly is there to make the catch. 2 down. Luke Lavin, the batter. The Knights have scored in each inning. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Jaden Herwick trying to change that now as we see Luke climb into the box. Luke doubled to deep right in the first, a deep sacrifice fly in the second, and flied out, hit the ball pretty well in the 3rd inning. The pitch is high. Yukimoto with a late break. Steals second, no throw from the catcher Luke Luster. The 3rd stolen base of the evening for Ty. These do not count in the overall league statistics. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Luke lifts one foul. Waldo away. And indeed, the sponsorship read for Smith Glass given. The sound effect of a broken window. Smith Glass has been on the cutting edge in Corvallis and Albany since 1945 and a great partner of Corvallis Knights baseball. The 1-1 pitch missing high and away. Ball 2, 2-1. CCL has out-hit the Knights 10-6. Their offensive approach has been impressive. Luke Lavin takes high, ball 3, 3-1. The Knights wrapping up the series and winning the series over Walla Walla last night, 14-0. 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 8 walks featured in the inning. Luke Lavin takes low for ball 4 and trots down to first. C.J. Collier, who has lined out, had an infield single and been hit by a pitch, coming to the plate. Out of the stretch works Jaden Herwick. Misses high and away, ball 1. It was a painful stretch of baseball in that 8th inning last night. to see the pitcher for Walla Walla. Just he could not find the plate, it seemed, to save his life. And Jared Molnar, the head coach, went about it. I mean, he ended up getting the final outs of the inning, did Caden Thompson. But Molnar did not want to make a change. Finally, after 5 straight walks, he sent some folks down to the bullpen. But then Thompson found the zone and got the 3rd out of the inning. The 2-0 pitch here to C.J. Collier, a strike, and the count 2-1. Scoreboard shows 3-0, but I do think the home plate umpire called C.J., who tried to check his swing, for going around on it. I believe so anyway. We'll find out perhaps on the next pitch, which is taken for a strike. We'll see if we see some fingers indicating 2-2 or whether that ran it to 3-1. And we do not see the fingers showing. I think it's 2-2, not 3-1. But again, we may find out the truth here shortly. The pitch is just outside for ball 4. Jaden Herwick puts both palms upward to say, where did it miss? Well, it missed for ball 4, the 3rd walk of the inning. And Ben Lead will be the hitter. It was such a tough stretch last night that you wondered if it, and you never would. You would not tell your hitters to intentionally swing and miss pitches to get an inning over. You wouldn't. It wouldn't be the right thing. It would be add to the frustration and maybe even embarrassment of the pitcher trying to throw the ball over the plate. But it was one of those stretches. The first pitch to Ben Lead swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch missing inside. 1-1 the count, bases loaded, 2 down, 10-5 Knights in the bottom of the 5th. That it was just tough on everybody. And it was a blessing when the 3rd out was recorded. The pitch goes off the mid of Luke Klooster, allowing Tai Yukamoto to come down the line to 3rd, from 3rd to score on the wild pitch. The Knights lead at 11-5. Luke Lavin to 3rd, C.J. Collier to 2nd. 2 balls and a strike to Ben Lead. Ben looking for a 2-run base hit here. The 2-1 pitch, Ben swings and fouls it back. 2-2 the count. 6:25 tomorrow night in Bend. 7:15 here Saturday night for fireworks to follow, presented by Pioneer Connect. Sunday, 5:05 Fan Appreciation Day. And that's it for the slate of games during the regular season. But playoff baseball, presented by Pioneer Connect, will get underway here a week from this Sunday on the 11th of August. Ben Lead takes outside for ball 3, 3-2. 11-5 Knights in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jaden Herwick's 3-2 pitch hits Ben Lead. And to be honest with you, part of the reason I invoked last night is this inning is taking a little bit of similar shape. Not yet to the painful and unfortunate proportions that last night's game with 8 walks in the 9th inning took. However, here in the 5th, 3 walks and a hit batter. Kellen Siegel to the plate. Kellen an RBI single last inning. Bottom of the 5th, 11-5 Knights, bases loaded, 2 down. And the first pitch from Jaden Herwick misses outside to Kellen, ball 1. Kellen has also struck out and walked and scored. The 1-0 pitch, Kellen a ground ball to short. Desbian's underhands to Jack Skelly at second for the force play. And the Knights continue their streak. They've scored a run in every inning. They settle for 1 here and leave 3. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Knights 11 and the CCL All-Stars 5 on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio.
Hey Corvallis Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Top of the sixth inning. Alex Knoll, who provided one of the better swings of the summer 2024, quite frankly, steps in against Jack Klee. The 1-0 pitch from Jack misses just outside for ball two. A 3-run home run in the fourth. The Knights leading 11-5 against the CCL All-Stars. The 2-0 pitch. Alex takes low and inside, ball three. 3-0 the count. Alex takes the 3-0 pitch for a strike. 3-1 to Knoll with Kellen Desbians, the on-deck hitter. 5 runs and 10 hits for CCL. The 3-1 pitch misses high, ball 4. And Alex Knoll draws the leadoff walk, and that'll bring Kellen Desbians to the plate. The Knoll swing was one of those that was so impressive that it led to what? Who's that guy? And a little bit of research, trying to look him up and find out on the fly during the course of the game who could put a charge into a ball like that. And there goes Knoll. Good athlete, gets a good jump, and he's safely into second base. Alex with the steal. Desbians taking the first pitch. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. I was put in mind of, and you remember what sort of odds you're up against. And I mentioned last night that I spent my sophomore year, most of it at a high school in San Jose. The pitch is hit foul into Urchin Alley, just over my head to the right, and went out for baseball, trying to make the JV baseball team in my sophomore year at Oak Grove High School. There were about 75 of us trying to make essentially, I think, a 15-man roster. Desbians with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball misses. I didn't grow up in their system down there at all. Nobody knew me, but everybody who wanted to try out could. And I hadn't done anything, through the first week of practices. We're all kind of doing the same things. We finally got into a scrimmage setting. And we'd been practicing, though, for over a week. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed in the count 2-2. Finally, thank heaven, just right in a moment, bases loaded. I came to the plate against a hard-throwing right-hander named Ken Duffy, who was considered a varsity-type potential prospect and all of that as a sophomore. The 2-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball hit foul down the right field line, actually in fair territory. Luke Lavin comes over to make the catch. Desbians flies out, 1 away, and Garen Guler will come to the plate. I remember understanding the reality of where I'd been for over a week with all these bodies out there all trying out to make this squad. I got into a pitch pretty well and drove in 3 runs, and I'm at second base with a 3-run double. And I'd hit the ball hard. When you get one, you hit it hard, and I hit it well against a good pitcher. The pitch on the way, breaking ball strike from Jack Klee. I'm standing on second and hear the coach, Dave Gelati, yell out, "Hey, you, who are you? What's your name?" The pitch is in the turf, and down to third base goes Alex Knoll and a wild pitch delivered by Jack Klee. And I'm yelling it back what my name was and saw him making notes and all of that. I mean, he had no idea who I was. I'd been practicing for over a week with 65 to 70 guys out trying to make this club in a tryout at Oak Grove High School in San Jose. That hit helped me make the club. I made it. But I just remember thinking, as I got my lead out at second, Coach didn't, until that moment, I was nothing and a nobody to him. He did not know who I was. And yet I've been out here for over a week doing these drills. And he did not know who I was, but I finally did something to say, okay, well, who are you? And I almost feel, I hate to say that, but Alex Knoll tonight, and I did not have the opportunity to do as much research. Life, football practice, it's a non-league game. It's a busy summer, and I apologize for that. I should know more about Alex Knoll, but I want to find out more about him on the basis of one swing. I wanted to say, who are you? And he's now at third, and he's a good-looking ball player, and as are others on this CCL team. But I just had in mind as I watched Knoll trot out his 3-run home run of somebody a la Dave Gelati, spring of '74, yelling out, who the heck are you anyway? The 2-2 pitch punched in the air to shallow left center field. Yukamoto going out, coming in is C.J. Collier, and it falls in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Alex Knoll, and it's now the Knights 11 and CCL 6 on the RBI single for Garen Cooler. Jack Skelly will be the batter. The 11th hit for CCL tonight. They've out-hit the Knights 11-6. And I've been impressed with their overall approach at the plate. A variety of ways their 11 hits have come, including the most impressive blast of the evening and one of the best of the season in this ballpark, the 3-run home run by Knoll. Jack Skelly takes high, ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 breaking ball from Jack Klee misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Nick Biaggi, the on-deck hitter. But it has the feel, as much as the Knights are doing some things offensively, as though it isn't quite over yet. CCL is making it competitive. The pitch, a strike, and the count 2-1. Biaggi on deck, way out of the on-deck area, getting as close as he can to get a view of the offerings of Jack Klee. The 2-1 breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. The home plate umpire is winking at that. He's not concerned about the fact that the on-deck hitter, Biaggi, is far removed from where he, quote-unquote, is supposed to be in the on-deck area. The 2-2 breaking ball, a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Ben Lead gathers it off the turf. Skelly with the 12th hit of the night for CCL. Guler stops at second, and Nick Biaggi with a short walk to the plate. Nick has singled to right, singled to center, walked and scored. 11-6 Knights. It was 9-1 at one point in the game. A good effort by CCL to hang in. The first pitch is swung on and missed by Biaggi. No balls and 1 strike the count. Jack Klee puts his arms high over his head before settling into the stretch position. The strike 1 pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2 to Nick Biaggi. 2 on and 1 out. Braxton Bybee, the on-deck hitter. 11-6 here in the bottom of the, top half of the 6th inning. Strike 2, breaking ball. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good pitch by the right-hander Jack Klee. 2 down, and on the strikeouts tonight on Go Bees Night, we hear the sound of the chainsaw. A very familiar sound, a very irritating and annoying one to visitors. And even I know it took a while for some citizens of Beaver Nation and Reeser to grow to first to sort of, well, accept it, to tolerate it, accept it, and eventually to like it, and now to love it as part of the identity of the Beavers on defense at Reeser, and they're going to be good on D. Keith Hayward is the D coordinator. Trent Bray is the head coach with a defensive toughness and mentality. They're going to be good. The pitch to Braxton Bybee misses high, ball one. 2 on and 2 out, 11-6 Knights. The 1-0 breaking ball misses for ball two. 2-0 to Braxton, who has struck out, grounded into a double play, and popped to first. Now, I have hopes on the other side of the ball that Ryan Gunderson, Kafense Henson, and the coaches are putting together with the talent they're working with. There are some dynamic playmakers, good running game, pretty good offensive line under the tutelage of Kyle Devan. A lot of major losses off of last year's team that, with 2 weeks to go in the regular season, was ranked 10th in the country. The Beavs, unfortunately, ended the year on a 3-game losing streak, were hit hard in the portal, and yet I like some of the signs I'm seeing, but I guess I'll just say the 2-1 pitch missing high for ball 3-1. I feel better, just more optimistic about what the Beavers will get done on the defensive side of the ball, and feel like there are still some answers taking shape on the other side, but look forward to watching how Coach Gunderson and the staff develop the offensive talent. 2 on, 2 out, the 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Good breaking ball again from Jack Cleve. The count goes full to 3-2. But the month of August upon us, and that's always summer camp time. Football just around the corner. 30 days from now, the opener. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners will go on the pitch with 2 down. Well, at least the trail runner went. Jack Skelly was on the move. Garen Cooler evidently lost track of the 3-2 count and didn't go. And there are very few things that one can take for granted in this life. I just assumed the runners would go 3-2 and 2 down. But again, one never knows. The pitch was fouled back. Braxton Bybee still up there. Cooler appears to be ready to go this time, and he does, and the 3-2 pitch is hit foul. The ball skips over the McGrath family press box again and into the entryway area of this beautiful ballpark. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Cooler and Skelly again poised to go on another 3-2 pitch with 2 away. Evan Nickel on deck. The runners go, and the 3-2 pitch is high and inside to load the bases. And in Nicole coming to the play with Brooke Knight on his way to the mound and maybe to make a pitching change. When Brooke goes out, he's going to usually makes the call to the pen, and he's going to. Jack Clee putting Braxton Bybee on, walking him on a 3-2 pitch to load the bases. And Evan Nickel, the hitter, is 3 for 3. CCL has the right guy up there to try to tighten this ball game up here in the top of the 6th inning. That'll do it for Jack Clee's night. A new pitcher coming in. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. 11-6, but CCL threatening to close the gap. 11-6 in the 6th, back in 2 on the night's live stream. Right-hander Russell Holly gets the call out of the bullpen. 6 foot, 208-pounder. Out of a town I'll be passing through tomorrow en route to Bend. Sweet Home High School, Sweet Home. Pitched for Petey this past spring at Lynn Benton Community College. And Russell Holly into the game with the bases loaded for the Knights, trying to get CCL out and keep this thing fairly well in hand. The first pitch hit foul into the stands off the McGrath family press box facade and landing right below my people. And they do not make a tenacious effort to get to the baseball, and it's taken away by another youngster. No balls and a strike, bases loaded, 2 down, 11-6 Knights. Holly in his Knights debut out of LB, and Sweet Home misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Evan Nickel. CCL has scored a run. They have the sacks full with 2 down. Russell works out of the stretch. The 6-foot right-hander's 1-1 breaking ball, a good one. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Garen Cooler at third, Jack Skelly at second, Braxton Bybee at first, 2 down. Breeze is continuing to blow out towards left center. The 1-2 pitch popped up to left field. Ben Lead and C.J. Collier moving together. The ball in left center, and it's Collier to take care of it. The inning is over. Nice job by Russell Holly to get the final out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And we'll have a pitching change coming from CCL. So another 2-minute pitching change break coming here in the bottom half of the 6th. The Knights 11, CCL 6, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the 6th inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. We believe it's Trevin Long taking over for Jaden Herwick in this 11-6 ball game. The Knights leading, but have been pressured by a good offensive approach from CCL in this non-league affair. The final one on the Knights 2024 schedule, back to league action with a playoff-bound team in the Bend Elks tomorrow, maybe even a precursor to a playoff series in the divisional round, which would begin a week from this Saturday. August 10th, the playoffs begin. August 11th, the Knights will be here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. And a third game, if necessary, the following night. Trevin Long, a left-hander, taking over as we move to the bottom of the sixth. 11-6 in favor of the Knights. Cole Snido will lead things off. Cole has doubled, been hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs. He's flied to center. The left-hander Trevin Long peering in to face Cole to lead things off. And the first pitch missing high and away, ball 1. Cole Snido, Peyton Miller, and Kaysen Concerina, the scheduled hitters for the Knights in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch missing just inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Trevin Long, the 4th pitcher of the evening for CCL, delivers high, ball 3, 3-0. John Casey wandering through the Jack Riley concourse tonight. He's been at most of the Knights games this summer. The 3-0 pitch on the way is taken for a strike. 3-1 the count to Cole. Trevor Long, a long, lanky lefty, delivers ball 4. And that'll bring to the plate Peyton Miller. A combined 13 free passes issued by CCL pitching tonight, walks and hit batters. Peyton Miller has a walk. He's flied to center and popped to first. The first pitch is outside for ball 1, 1-0. Cole Snido, who has his stolen base tonight, being held on. Ground ball back to Long. He goes to Desbians for 1, on to first for a double play. Trevin Long fielding his position impressively and starts a 1-6-3 double play ball. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Kaysen Concerina makes his way to the plate. Kaysen walked and scored in the first, has flied to center, grounded to second to produce a run, and grounded to short last inning. The Knights have scored in each inning. They'll be harder pressed to do so here in the 6th. With 2 outs and nobody on. The pitch missing high to Kaysen. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the 5th. Trevin Long from the stretch. The left-hander with nobody on comes to the plate. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul just to my right, slightly below us. A brave fan tried to haul it in with one hand. Made contact with it, dropped it, but eventually secured a souvenir. But didn't make a clean catch. Nice try, though. 1 ball, 1 strike to Concerina. We've yet to have any action up here in our area. Usually there's 1, if not 2 balls hit into our broadcast location during these gorgeous summer nights, but not yet in 2024. Concerina takes inside. Now he swings and lifts one to shallow center field. Alex Knoll comes in on it to make the catch. And for the first time tonight, the Knights do not plate a run. A leadoff walk erased on the 1-6-3 double play ball. Good work by Trevin Long. We are through 6. It is Corvallis 11, CCL 6. And we will be back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors.
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 11 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. CCL 6 runs, 12 hits, and 4 errors. CCL's out-hit the Knights 12-6, but trailed 11-6. Trayson Costiel takes ball 1 from the right-hander Russell Holly, the pride of Sweet Home. Back to the plate, the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Costiel, who has struck out, doubled, and singled. Good ball game for Trayson Costiel. He swings and misses, and the count 1-2, or the 1-2 pitch. The scoreboard showed 1-1. It was the 1-2 pitch to Costiel, swung on and missed for strike 3. Good job by Russell Holly, setting the first batter down on strikes in the top of the 7th. Luke Klooster, the hitter. Luke has singled to left, struck out, and popped out to third. And we may have a hitter here, and we do, and I didn't hear the announcement. The numbers are not properly given. Let's see if I can try to chase it down. I'm going to ask Evan on our live stream production, please ask for me who this hitter is. It's a pinch hitter for Klooster, and say it in my ear when you get the chance, please. The mysterious hitter, the mystery man, takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Travis Finney. I remember having a meditation about Albert and Charles the last time CCL played. Travis Finney takes strike 2. Thank you, Evan, for that. Travis Finney is the pinch hitter for Luke Klooster. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 7th. Breaking ball, good one. I like the breaking pitch from Holly. Hit foul off to the right and out of play. It's got some nice bite to it. No balls and 2 strikes to Travis Albert Charles Finney. Albert and Charles Finney, both great figures. And Albert, one of the great actors of the modern era, the late, great Albert Finney. Travis Finney, a ground ball to second. Scooped up cleanly by Peyton Miller. Finney hustles down the line but is thrown out. 2 down, and Alex Knoll, the batter. Albert Finney has a performance in a motion picture entitled Under the Volcano, based on the Malcolm Lowry novel. But if you haven't seen Under the Volcano, Albert Finney's performance in it is one of the best I've ever seen. That's all I'll say about it, but if you haven't seen it, check it out. Jacqueline Bissett's in it too, but Albert Finney is incredible in it. The 1-0 pitch, missing high and away to Alex Knoll. Ball 2, 2-0. Knoll has grounded into a double play, blasted a 3-run home run, and walked and scored. Good night for Alex. 11-6 Knights in the 7th. Holly delivers. Knoll hits one to shallow center field. C.J. Collier is right there to make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning and a good one for Knights right-hander Russell Holly. And it looks like another pitcher coming in from out of the gate, out in left field. I may need to head into the press box for identification purposes as we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Knights 11, CCL 6, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. We believe it's Nick Lowry who has come into pitch in the bottom of the 7th inning for the CCL All-Stars, with the Knights leading CCL 11-6. There were two different names being bandied about in the McGrath family press box to our left. Eventually, through point streak seemed to be sort of a guiding light as to the identity of the new pitcher. And we believe it's Nick Lowry, a big right-hander. No dimensions do we have. I may try to look him up as we go here in the bottom of the 7th, but he is indeed big as he goes to work on Tai Yukamoto in the bottom of the 7th, with the Knights leading CCL by a score of 11-6. And the first pitch sails to the backstop. The count, 1 ball and no strikes to Tai, who has singled, twice been hit by pitches, and walked. He has scored 2 runs, and the Knights lead at 11-6 in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Not Malcolm Lowry, but Nick Lowry. And I've got a guy here out of Tumwater, which I believe must be the guy. Again, and they're just kind of breaking it down somewhat deductively. Nick Lowry from Tumwater High School. 3 balls and no strikes the count. Lowry delivers ball 4. Another free pass issued. Too many of those, quite honestly. It's too bad. You'd like to see, for the sake of the pitchers themselves and just for the sake of the aesthetics of the game, more strikes thrown and more contact. 14, unofficially 14 free passes on the night issued by CCL pitching. Their offense has been impressive. 6 runs on 12 hits. But I believe we have the right Nick Lowry here. 6'5", 210 from Tumwater. The pitch to Coulter McAnally is low for ball 1. Bottom of the 7th, 11-6. Corvallis Knights in front. But CCL's offensive attack has been impressive enough to keep it from being feeling like a done deal at this point. Now, Nick out of Tumwater High School, and what I found says that he's pitching too as well for Ferrum College, Ferrum. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, 2-0. I will say, on this hazy first night of August, breeze is blowing out to left center. August 1st, 2024, the first time that I've heard of Ferrum College in my existence. The pitch to McAnally, blasted to deep left field off the top of the 14-foot fence. Good swing by Coulter. Yukamoto into third with Nick Biaggi playing the carom well, but a well-struck baseball off the top of the fence in left off the bat of Coulter. Coulter, heretofore, had walked and scored, doubled and scored, walked, popped out, and now doubles again. Runners at second and third, and nobody out. Luke Lavin, with the temperature continuing to drop, coming to the plate. Okay, now I've got a Nick Lowry. Okay, let's see. Nick Lowry, field level, Tumwater. Ferrum College. I'm going to have to look that up. And if somebody, Bob Keith, if you're out there, Bob, I know listens a lot. Thank you. But I'm about to look it up, having never heard of it before. Ferrum. To find out where it is, first of all. The Ferrum College Panthers. Ferrum, Virginia? Wow. Okay, no wonder I'd never heard of it. The 1-0 pitch missing for ball 2. 2-0 to Luke Lavin. Yukamoto at third, Coulter McAnally at second. 11-6 Knights, bottom of the 7th inning. Boy, it looks gorgeous. The first thing that comes up on the Google search, photographs of the campus area. The 2-0 pitch to Luke is high, ball 3. 3-0. Lavin has doubled to right, had a sacrifice fly to center and walked. He's hit the ball hard tonight. He's been swinging the bat very well of late. The 3-0 pitch, that misses high and away for ball 4. That loads the bases with nobody out, and C.J. Collier, the hitter. It says here now via Wikipedia, Ferrum College is a private college in Ferrum, Virginia. The college was established in 1913 as the Ferrum Training School for Primary and Secondary Education to serve the mountain communities of rural southwest Virginia. The school was known as Ferrum Junior College between 1940 and 1976. Ferrum College official athletics website. Okay. Nice to learn something new. Breaking ball to Collier misses from the pride of Tumwater and Ferrum. Right-hander Nick Lowry. Ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, CJ takes a strike. 1-1 to Collier, who's lined out, had an infield single, been hit by a pitch, and walked. 11-6 Knights, bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, CJ takes the 1-1 pitch, low and inside for ball 2. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch hits C.J. Collier to force in a run. There's a team here of youngsters. I'm not exactly sure where they're from. They're in what a Dodger blue and white colors. I'm going to try to get binoculars on them to see what name is emblazoned across their chests. But after ball 4, they were calling out ball 5, ball 6, and now cheer do the youngsters rather lustily as Tai Yukamoto comes down the line to score on the hit by pitch and RBI for Collier. The Knights lead at 12-6. Bases remain loaded. Ben Lead, the batter. The first pitch to Ben misses down and in, ball 1.
West Albany.
Okay. It's a team from West Albany. Thank you, Paul. 1 ball and no strikes the count. 12-6 Knights. Youngsters from West Albany enjoying themselves thoroughly. Ben Lead takes the 1-0 pitch. That's low for ball 2. 2-0. Bases loaded, nobody out. Coulter McAnally at third, Luke Lavin at second, C.J. Collier at first. 2 balls and no strikes to Ben Lead. The 2-0 pitch is low and inside for ball 3, taking on proportions again, unfortunately, from last night, just in terms of the painfulness involved in seeing pitchers not able to get the ball over the plate, throw strikes. 3 balls and no strikes to Ben Lead. The 3-0 pitch is high and inside for ball 4 to force in another run. Coulter McAnally comes down the line to score. It's 13-6 Knights. Kellen Siegel will be the hitter. Now, speaking of West Albany and just our great community across the way, as we sit here at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field in Corvallis, Jay Reese texted me yesterday and want to congratulate the Eugene Challengers. They claimed their 5th American Legion AAA State Baseball Championship in program history yesterday afternoon, shutting out Area 3 champion, the Albany Mid-Valley Southpaws, 2-0. So Eugene at 44-8. The Area 4 champion advances to the Northwest Region Tournament in Billings, coming up August 7th through the 11th. Megan and Dan are heading out into the night. Thank you for coming, guys. Good to see you. Grady Saunders adjourned to be at Thurston and an Oregon State commit. Pitched a complete game 2 hit shutout in the win yesterday. The 2-0 pitch to Kellen Siegel misses low for ball 3. 3-0. 13-6 Knights. A hit batter and a walk with the bases loaded have produced 2 more runs for the Knights. Kellen awaits the 3-0 pitch from Nick Lowry down the middle for a strike. The count 3-1. Kellen, I'm sure, would love to get a pitch he could jump on and drive here. Homered a couple of nights ago against Walla Walla. The 3-1 pitch taken for a strike, and the count is full at 3-2. Nobody out in the inning. Bases loaded. Luke Lavin at third. C.J. Collier at second. Ben Lead at first. The 3-2 pitch to Kellen is high and inside for ball 4. Luke Lavin trots in. The Knights lead at 14-6. And the batter will be Cole Snido. And I'm sure you can hear if you follow the Knights carefully, closely, big fans. I am, and I understand these kids are trying, but it's tough on everybody, you understand, right now. Let's hope that Nick can locate now and try to find his way through the inning. Doesn't appear to be anybody throwing behind him. The CCL All-Star team could perhaps be out of pitchers, so it's Lowry trying to find the zone. The first pitch, a strike to Snido, 0-1 the count. Breaking ball and a good pitch. Good for him. In there for strike 2. Cole has doubled and scored, been hit by a pitch and scored, flied to center, and walked. 5 free passes delivered in the inning for Nick Lowry. 0-2 the count, though, here. And he delivers, swung out and missed. Good breaking ball for strike 3. Nice job by Nick in a real fight just to try to get the ball over the plate, and does so on 3 straight pitches to Cole Snido. Peyton Miller, the hitter. Peyton has walked, fly to center, popped to first, and grounded into a double play. Everyone in the Knights lineup has gotten at least 1 free pass. Peyton did back in the second inning. He takes low and inside here, ball 1. 14-6 Knights in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Knights have scored in every inning save 1. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 3 here in the 7th. Miller takes low and inside, ball 2, 2-0. The base is full with 1 out. C.J. Collier at third, Ben Lead at second, Kellen Siegel at first. The 2-0 pitch is high and inside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Nick Lowry, after striking out the last hitter, throws a 3-0 pitch here that Peyton Miller thought was a strike and lingered around home plate for a long time. Almost looked as though he was hoping it would be called a strike. Takes ball 4. Peyton took a long time just leaving the box, like almost he wanted to turn and say, go ahead and call that a strike. That's what it had the look of. C.J. Collier down the line to score. The Knights lead at 15-6. And CCL's coach heads out. We'll see if he has, I think he's just now, I think it's Ben Kruger. He will make a pitching change. I'm not sure where he's calling his pitcher in from, but the young man, Nick Lowry, just not able to find the strike zone. Somebody else is going to be coming in, not out of the bullpen, but from the dugout, it would appear. So we'll find out whom this young man is. Take a 2-minute pitching change break. 15-6 Knights. Bases loaded, 1 out. An RBI for Peyton Miller on ball 4. Kaysen Concerina will be the hitter. 15-6 Knights. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Braxton Bybee is the new pitcher. He's called in from out of the dugout. The designated hitter takes over on the mound and throws a strike to Kaysen Concerina with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Knights leading here in the bottom of the 7th, 15-6. Braxton works from the stretch with nobody on. The pitch to Concerina, fly ball to right field. Guler moving in, makes the catch, and holding at third base is Ben Lead. 2 down in the inning. And that will bring to the plate Tai Yukamoto, who began the inning by drawing a walk. There have been 15 walks issued and 5 batters hit by the combined efforts of the 6 pitchers tonight for CCL. Tai Yukamoto takes a strike from Braxton Bybee. 0-1 the count. Brooke Knight not sending Ben Lead there in a quote-unquote regular season game, and a more sort of conventional game I think he would have. But Brooke just holding Ben on that fly ball to medium depth right. Tai Yukamoto takes strike 2. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch to Tai, a fly ball to left field and playable for Biaggi, who misread it. The ball gets by him. Ben Lead scores. And right behind him to score is Kellen Siegel. The Knights lead it 17-6 on a misplayed fly ball in left field by Nick Biaggi. Into second base goes Tai Yukamoto. And Coulter McAnally will come to the plate. I think it's going to go as a bloop double, and it will for Tai Yukamoto. 2 runs batted in for Tai. But Nick Biaggi just never really had a good feel for where the ball was. Lead and Siegel score. Peyton Miller into third base. Yukamoto with the double, and now Coulter McAnally, the batter. Coulter takes ball 1 from Braxton Bybee. Coulter has walked, doubled home 2 runs, walked again, popped out, and doubled again. The 1-0 pitch, Bybee delivers, swung on and missed, in the count 1-1. 17-6, the Knights in front, 17 runs on 8 hits. But along with the 8 hits, 20 freebies, walks and hit batters combined. The 1-1 pitch from Bybee misses for ball 2, 2-1. Bybee back to the plate and misses outside for ball 3. 3-1. Luke Lavin waiting his turn. The Knights head to Bend tomorrow. We'll have it for you beginning at 6:30. The 3-1 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. That runs the count full. 3-2 to Coulter McAnally. It is nice to see and hear the youngsters gathered, still enjoying themselves, cheering each guy and letting their presence be felt. A fly ball into shallow right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Peyton Miller scores, as does Tai Yukamoto. A bloop single to right. Coulter McAnally with a 2-run single to put the Knights up 19-6. Eight runs in the inning. The Knights with an 8-run 8th inning last night. You almost wonder if the coaches might even talk to each other about calling the game at the end of perhaps this inning, or I don't know. I know that's not necessarily in the cards. And again, CCL has done a good job of competing offensively, but it's been a tough go on the other side of things. Luke Lavin takes low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. 19-6 Knights, 8 runs here in the 7th inning. Lavin spins away from A 1-0 pitch inside from Braxton Bybee for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And the youngsters yelling, "Come on, 29," referring to Luke, who takes a big rip, almost a one-handed swing it ended up being. In the count, 2-1. A lot of young kids in the ballpark tonight, and that is great to see. 2 balls and a strike, and 2 of the best fans of all, season ticket holders who come to virtually every game together, seated to my left. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. Ken York and Bill Clark, they rarely miss a game, and they're seated together watching it all unfold. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 19-6. The Knights in front in the bottom of the 7th inning after winning last night 14-0. They have broken out of their little slump, have they not? Breaking ball to Lavin taken, strike 3 called to retire the side. The Knights score 8, and we go to the 8th. The Knights 19, and we're seeing if we're going to have a new pitcher or carry on with a guy who's done a really nice job, Russell Holly. It looks as though Russell will get another inning of work. So we'll take a 90-second pitching change break. It's the Knights, between inning break. The Knights 19 and CCL 6 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
It's news that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community. Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for
to 6 Knights to the 8th inning. Kellen Desbians takes the first pitch, a strike from right-hander Russell Holly. The 0-1 pitch missing to Kellen. Kellen is 0 for 3, the top of the order. Garen Guler on deck. The 1-1 pitch hits Kellen Desbians, and down to first base he goes, which brings Garen Guler to the plate. The wind's really picking up, and the temperature has dropped 20 degrees from the high today of 96, 86 at game time, 76 now, and the wind's blowing out towards left center field. And I didn't think I would need to be doing this today, but I'm glad I brought the Corvallis Knights sweatshirt because, well, it's still 76, which is pleasant. There's a little chill in the wind, so on goes the layer that I didn't expect. And I look around and I see others doing the same, so I know that we're all in this together on this 1st of August 2024. The first pitch missing to Garen Guler. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. It was a real pleasure to visit with Wayne Tinkle at the start of this broadcast after Wayne threw out a ceremonial first pitch. The 1-1 pitch missing inside for ball 2, 2-1. And Wayne in the end kind of giving that message of solidarity and belief that, hey, we're all in lockstep, locked arms, fighting a good fight here at Oregon State in this season that will be challenging in a lot of ways. Ground ball to second, fielded by Peyton Miller. He feeds Yukamoto, who comes across the bag for the double play. And the thing I love to see in that moment, the Knights turning their third double play of the night, and that is Yukamoto pumping his fist after getting the ball over to first, happy to be involved in the execution of the double play ball, playing the game with joy, even in a non-league game that's well out of hand in the 8th tie, playing the game with great energy. 2 down, nobody on. Jack Skelly, the batter. And the first pitch to Jack, a fly ball to right center field. C.J. Collier moving in and over. The ball sinks on him, but he's able to run in and make the catch to retire the side. Nice job by C.J. and, again, good work by Russell Holly. He looks like a good addition to the Knights here down the stretch. He faces the minimum in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom half. The Knights 19 and CCL 6 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning, C.J. Collier coming up against Braxton Bybee with the Knights leading Cascade Collegiate League 19-6. C.J. Collier takes a first pitch strike from Braxton. 0-1 the count. Bybee kicks and comes back with the 0-1 pitch. Good fastball, swung on and missed by C.J. No balls and 2 strikes. Ben Lead on deck with Kellen Siegel to follow. Bybee delivers, hit foul into the alley to our right, just past the Omaha room. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Bybee back to the plate. Fastball high, ball 1, 1-2. Blake Geffert, Francisco Lopez, Jaden Herwick, Trevin Long, Nick Lowry, and Braxton Bybee on the hill for CCL tonight. The pitch pulled foul outside of third. The Knights have used Jackson Walker, Jack Klee, and Russell Holly. Russell has really been impressive. I look forward to seeing more of him down the stretch. And we are in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch down and in to C.J. Collier for ball 2. The Knights in Bend tomorrow to begin a 3-game series, the last 2 of which will be played here, the last 2 home games of the regular season. The 2-2 pitch, Collier a high pop-up on the left side. Costiel says mine, and he's true to his word. Comes halfway down the line in foul territory. Trayson puts it away. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Knights with an 8-run 8th last night, an 8-run 7th tonight. And Ben Lead will be the hitter. Ben is grounded to short, struck out, fouled out, walked, had an RBI walk with the bases loaded. Bybee delivers, and Ben hits one foul to the right and out of play. No balls and a strike. There has not been an inning tonight wherein a CCL pitcher has avoided a free pass. A combination of 20 freebies tonight, 15 walks and 5 hit batsmen, and at least one of those in every inning. Braxton Bybee hoping to change that. The 1-1 pitch misses just outside to Ben Lead. Ball 2, 2-1. Kellen Siegel on deck. Braxton back to the plate with a 2-1 pitch, very high. Ball 3, 3-1. Bybee's 3-1 pitch, swung on and fouled at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Braxton Bybee. From Braxton Bybee to Ben Lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bybee's 3-2 pitch, a line drive to center field. Well struck. Good read by Alex Knoll out there to make the catch. 2 down. Knoll has had a very good game for CCL. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kellen Siegel, the hitter. Kellen with an RBI single in the 4th. And an RBI with a walk with the bases loaded last inning. Swings and chops one foul past Brooke Knight. No balls and 1 strike the count. It will be a quick trip in a sense. It's a beautiful and long drive through the pass. The strike 1 pitch in there for strike 2, 0-2 the count. The team will leave, I'm not sure exactly what time, but head over to beautiful Central Oregon, have a meal together, usually in the Old Mill District. The strike 2 pitch to Kellen, a towering pop foul off third. Costiel, the third baseman, is there to make the catch. Nice job by Trayson. The inning is over. And we'll be on the air tomorrow at 6:30 from beautiful Vince Genna in Bend, hoping for a break a little bit from all of the smoke. 1,436 in the ballpark tonight, 1436 on this OSU Go Beavs night. It's been all nights, save for a pretty pesky approach from the offense of the Cascade Collegiate Club. Looks like we'll have a new pitcher coming in, so we'll take a 2-minute pitching change break and wrap things up when we go to the top of the 9th inning. At the end of 8, the Knights 19 and CCL 6. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Well, this is unique. The Knights leading 19-6 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And a lot of fun for the guys. They cheered loudly as the name was announced as the Knights pitcher in the 9th. None other than pitching coach Cole Stringer. And Cole's first pitch, pretty firm. Fastball missing, high and away, ball 1. Out of Central Catholic High School, the University of Oregon, some professional baseball. Cole's 1-0 fastball, swung on and missed to Nick Biaggi. The count 1-1. He pitched at Oregon out of Central Catholic 2016 through 2020. Did not see any action in that 2020 season. He delivers outside, ball 2, 2-1. Cole, left-hander, and throwing pretty hard. Comes back with a 2-1 pitch outside. Ball 3. The bit of a risk, of course, here is, hey, listen, guys. Don't do as I do, do as I say. If he throws ball 4 here with a 13-run lead in terms of commanding the zone, no matter what the score may be. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 3-2. Cole's 3-2 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. So he avoids what would have been, I'm sure, the chagrin on his part of walking a guy with a 13-run lead. He comes back from a 3-1 count to strike out Nick Biaggi. And Braxton Bybee, the batter. Cole's a great young man. I've gotten to know a little bit more about him and learned that his father played high school basketball with none other than A.C. Green at Benson Tech. Fastball swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike the count. He pitched in the minor leagues for 2 seasons in the Rockies organization. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Just wrapped up his professional career 2 summers ago at the age of 25 in the Colorado Rockies organization. The strike 1 pitch foul back, 0-2 the count, 1 out, top of the 9th. 19-6. The strike 2 pitch misses away, ball 1. I don't remember in all the years seeing a Knights coach play in a game. Player coach, yes, but a pitching coach, Bo Kearns, I got to take it back. I think Bo may have pitched in a game. The 1-2 pitch just inside from Cole, ball 2, 2-2. 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 9th. And a nice moment for the players. They really were happy to see Cole come in and get an opportunity to return to his craft. The 2-2 pitch to the backstop. Ball 3, 3-2. I hope that there isn't it would almost be humorous if ball 4 does ensue, if Brooke Knight would go out and pay him a visit. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't think he would visit himself. The 3-2 pitch is ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Braxton Bybee. And here comes Brooke Knight. I was, you know what, I was kind of joking about that. But I guess Brooke thought it would be, worthwhile. Okay, you walk a guy with a 13-run lead. What's going on? And Brooke Knight comes out for a visit with his own pitching coach, Cole Stringer. And he may be making a pitching change here, and he is. Brooke comes out. Cole Stringer shows that he just doesn't have the old stuff. Strikes out the first batter, walks the next guy, and Peyton Miller will come in to pitch from second base. And I think Cole Stringer is a left-handed second baseman, which I've never seen before. I think that's what we've got going. So on a night that has been maybe less than captivating and along the way, I mentioned Yukamoto playing the game with great zest and pumping his fist in the air on the double play ball. It is kind of a sweet moment here to see Brook Knight go out, make a visit, and bring on Peyton Miller out of Thousand Oaks High School and Gonzaga with 1 out in the top of the ninth and get a chance to pitch. And I think Cole's going to stay in the game and play second base, a left-handed second baseman, unless they make a move to a more conventional thing and send Coulter McAnally over to second and let Cole play first as a left-hander. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but Peyton Miller is playing a game, a catch, and it's a fun way to kind of bring this non-league affair that the Knights have thoroughly dominated because of the inability of the opposition to throw enough strikes during the course of the game. 20 free passes throughout. Cole Stringer does play second base. A left-handed second baseman. I have never seen it. Now they switch. I didn't think Brook would let it go that far. Bill Veck would, but Brook Knight doesn't. Cole Stringer will play first base, switching positions with Coulter McAnally, who is now the second baseman. And the first pitch is hit foul towards yours truly, but it's going to land a couple of feet below Paul Blackburn and my entire family. I was hoping to make a catch and hear Dave Gelati yell, "What's your name?" But that happened a long time ago. In fact, that question, how many years ago would that be now? 50? Yes, it would. But I remember it well. The pitch from Peyton Miller misses high. The 1-1 pitch, hit foul again, back of the plate and out of play. One can only assume, and any ball player at this level was probably a star player, a pitcher, shortstop, the usual suspect positions for the leaders on their high school teams. I imagine Peyton has done some pitching. And he's going to get an out here if all things work out. A pop-up foul, a fair ball in front of the plate. Cole Snido makes the catch for out number 2. Nice job by Peyton Miller. And Trayson Costiel will come to the plate after Nicole pops out. Costiel has struck out and has singled twice, struck out again. Good ball game for Trayson, though, offensively. Peyton delivers high, ball 1. Cole Stringer, the pitching coach, comes out of retirement to face 2 batters. Now he's playing first base. The 1-0 pitch from Peyton swung out and missed, and one just imagines that Peyton knows his way around the mound. He looks like he knows how to operate out there. These guys, baseball players, and have played at a very high level. Almost all of them probably pitched along the way. The 1-1 pitch, a high pop-up on the right side. Second baseman Coulter McAnally defers to Cole Stringer, the first baseman. Cole makes the catch, secures the final out, and the accent on fun indeed here at the end. 6 runs, 12 hits, and 4 errors on the night. 19 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Knights. And the Knights on Go Beavs night with Wayne Tinkle and Mitch Canham getting the evening off to a fun start with their ceremonial first pitches. This game ends with a lot of smiles and some laughs all around and some joy with Cole Stringer, the pitching coach, out of retirement to face 2 batters and secure the final put out of the game with Coulter McAnally at the last moment saying, "You take it, coach." Cole grabbed it, and it's over. The Knights 19 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Cascade Collegiate League 6 runs, 12 hits, and 4 errors. The Knights won it 19-6. It's a non-league affair that was a lot of fun, particularly in the end before 1,436. The Knights taking advantage of 15 walks and 5 hit batsmen. It's going to do it for tonight. We'll be with you from Bend tomorrow night at 6:30 for the crew this evening of Evan Bach, Andrew Roderick, and Brian Thomas, as well as Sawyer Gowan and Brooks Hatch and Glenda Curry and company indoors. My thanks to Wayne Tinkle for joining me. We'll talk to you at 6:30 tomorrow. Be sure to get here early, get your tickets, and we look forward to seeing you Saturday night, August 3rd, fireworks night presented by Pioneer Connect and Samaritan Health Services. a 7:15 start. We'll have an interview with one of the Knights players this Saturday night. That's going to do it. Again, our final score with Cole Stringer securing the win. The Corvallis Knights 19 and CCL All-Stars 6. Talk to you tomorrow from beautiful Central Oregon on the Knights live stream. So long, everybody.